Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs Studios. In Titans news today, multiple reports are coming out about potential coordinator candidates for the Titans. Jeremy Fowler reported the team has spoken to Arthur Smith for the offensive coordinator job and have requested to interview Cowboys defensive lineman coach Aaron Whitecotton for the defensive coordinator opening. Justina Anderson reported Bears DB's coach and pass game coordinator Al Harris is set to interview for the DC job as well. In NFL news today, the Bills have added multiple names to their head coach search with interviews with former NFL quarterback Phillip Rivers and former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, who is reportedly set to become the Chargers OC. Today it broke that the college football playoff is staying at 12 teams for 2026. The only changes in the format are auto bids to the Power 4 champs regardless of ranking, and Notre Dame is guaranteed an at-large bid if ranked in top 12 of the final poll. This weekend in college hoops, number 15 Vandy tries to avoid a fourth straight loss to Mississippi State. That one's at 11 a.m. While Tennessee heads on the road to number 17 Alabama. Tip-off is at 7:30 with the Vol Network called the game right here on The Zone. Party Foundation Repair, whatever needs you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three Tell 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Friday. It is Trash Talk Friday if you want in on that. Little Tennessee, Alabama coming up tomorrow. I don't know how much trash talk Tennessee fans going to have for that one, but it's happening. If you want in, we'd love to hear from you. 3HL is powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. SpringHillAC.com. Slay Dog in Charlotte. He'll be on the SEC Network tomorrow. You can check him out there. So what's coming up today in studio momentarily for the 3 o'clock hour? Titans legend Keith Bullock will be in here.
Believe Mr. Monday Night.
One thing we need to talk with him about, saw his podcast where he was talking about how when he was, just crushing it with the Titans, they were running the same defense that Robert Saleh was running in New York with the Jets. So going to get his take on that. Also coming up 5 o'clock in studio, the entire 5 o'clock hour, Stoney Keeley. Football and other F words, among other things. We'll get his take on everything. Talk about OC. Talk about schematics. He loves to get nerdy on everything. Go ahead and grab your seat there. You've got headphones. You don't need headphones. I got you headphones.
He's a pro.
Also,
Listen, Mr. Monday Night is always ready.
Look at the swag going on over here.
It's cold out.
It's cold.
You like cold weather clothes, don't you?
Fall is cool.
He went to Syracuse.
Right?
Yeah. From New York.
Like,
fall
you better
is cool.
be ready
I'm from New York. Went to Syracuse. Syracuse is getting beat up this year with that snow. They got like 40 inches in 1 month.
Oh, I thought you meant their football team. They were getting beat up, too.
Yeah, that happens. Down there. Let's see what happens this
transfer
year.
quarterback doesn't work.
You're back in the portal.
Yeah.
You're back in the portal. Syracuse, I think they had 17-something in one day, which was a record. And then they had, the month, I think, the beginning of January, they had already had, 77 inches of snow.
Yeah, I remember.
How did you deal with that, man?
Man, good question. We had to go to class, so it wasn't like I wasn't not going to class.
You should have gone to Florida or something. Florida State.
If they would have recruited me.
Miami.
Probably if they would have recruited me.
Could you imagine going to school in Miami with South Beach right there and everything?
Coral Gable, it's interesting, right? So as an adult, our mind goes there, but
that's right.
As a teenager, and then as I'm sure you got enough going on there, but those Canes, I'm sure they was on South Beach too. I remember the first time I went to South Beach, we played in the Orange Bowl, and we think we're just gonna walk into South Beach Club. It was literally not letting. They didn't even look at us. I was didn't even look our way.
Nice try.
You play for who? I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Keith Bullock in studio. Don Davenport is here.
Hey, happy
Friday?
whatever day it is. Friday. Let's go.
This is our text trend today. Davenport just sent a story about college football. They're going to allow
patches,
sponsorship patches on uniforms. Literally, like Zeph had just sent that, which happens in our chat all the time. And so then Babs' response to me saying that was, well, Shiano, he sent 15 news items all at the same time.
I couldn't keep up.
Which is true.
I was driving.
Zeph took a news dump in our text strand today.
There was a lot of stuff that came out like all at the same time.
Oh, so you guys can get topics, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the day.
Coordinator and head coach stuff around the NFL?
Yeah.
Lots
Coordinator
of
stuff, head coach
college
stuff.
College football, staying at 12.
Good job, Zeph.
So when there's coaching change, like how difficult is that? How challenging is that on a player? Like, do you keep up with that stuff while it's going on? Or
did you have it?
When they made Chuck Cecil.
He had coordinator changes.
Okay.
And yeah, then when I went to the Giants, I just had a new coach. Like, I'm on his team, you know?
Yeah.
Who was your Giants coach?
Tom Coughlin.
Oh.
That's right.
Ooh.
The legend.
Was he as much of a hard ass as everybody says he is?
Well, no, I wouldn't say he was a hard ass at all. I would say do your job.
Do your job.
You know what I mean? If you have a tough time doing your job, you're probably going to have a tough time playing for Tom Coughlin. You probably won't play for him for a long time. He's not going to make any excuses for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, 2 Super Bowls later.
So when coordinators changed, did the defensive style schematically change, and was that challenging?
You know what? That's a great question, Brent.
Thank you, boy.
Nah, for real. It was challenging. It was a great question because it was challenging and it shouldn't have been because, Chuck Cecil was on our staff. And, he got like Jim Schwartz. We were the number 1 defense in the NFL the year before. And all we lost was Albert and Jim Schwartz. And I understand Chuck wanting to have his own identity as a defensive coordinator, maybe add some things or some wrinkles to what he thought, might work better, and to just kind of change it up because he definitely was a little adamant about not running the exact same things as the year before. And
he wanted his own stamp.
Yeah, but it was pretty much the.
Sometimes if it works, like.
Hey, man,
don't change it.
You can outthink yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We see it all the time in the NFL.
And then 0-6 and, some other things.
Yeah.
Like
that was that year.
59-0 at New England. We might want to go back to what we were doing.
Yeah, I will never forget that one.
Oh, you think?
I know you will never forget that one.
He won't say this, but I remember that game for 2 things. Number 1, Times got house, right? That's well documented. Chris Johnson went over 100 yards in that game, and Keith Bullock was still out there in the fourth quarter making tackles.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to be.
Yeah. Well, with Cecil and Schwartzy, though, I mean, you had the same mentality, though. You had, like, the same defensive, no? Because they're both, vicious. Whatever. I mean, I'm covering Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And Cecil's on staff, and he's out there tackling dummies in warm-ups with his defensive guys.
So exactly. So Chuck played and was labeled the most vicious man in the NFL. Sports Illustrated.
Is he too vicious for the NFL?
Right.
Yeah.
Schwartz played in college, went to Georgetown. And, who's going to be the little more sensible coach? I think Jim Schwartz wins right there. You know what I mean?
Cecil's a little emotional.
It might lead a little bit more with his emotions. And
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't. And that's a great thing, right? You can't BS your players, right? So you can't be in meetings having us go out there on dummy missions and, meaning like what you're telling us to run, we know is not going to work. So
dummy missions.
It's a dummy mission. Like we're telling you, like we're asking questions to be respectful. Coach, if we're in this coverage and they run post corner with a dig, who's covering the? You know what I'm saying? Where
AKA, this is going to get beat.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And I've heard Blaine in some of his broadcasts talk about
changing calls.
Yeah, because you have to ask. And then most especially if I'm calling the defense, so all 10 men are in front of me, corners might be out. But if I make a call that came in and then I see one of my, corners and like make a face, like roll their eyes or something like that, and it's a zero blitz or it's a man, and I know I'm putting them in a tough spot. I might not run that the next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
That's what Blaine used to talk about.
This is really eye-opening, though, on how important that coach is. I mean, honestly, like on how important that play caller is.
We'll get to that point because now you have a head coach that reportedly will call the defense. So, we need to talk about what does the DC do? Like, what are the responsibilities here? But to your point, Blaine would talk about Greg Williams would get very excited about sending all kinds of zero blitzes, no matter what the score was, what the time on the clock was. And Blaine would tell a story, I think, maybe I'm telling it wrong, but up 10, for example, cover zero with 4 minutes to go. And Blaine's like, no, we're not doing that.
And that's contagious because Schwartz was
same type guy.
He came under Greg for a little bit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He coached under Greg for a little bit. And Gunther Cunningham was the same time. I just think it's defensive coaches, man. I'm going to show you. Like, I'm going to go, like, man, chill out, bro. Let us get off the field and get some Gatorade.
It's funny. In training camp, when they would allow fans, in, and at that time when it was like Jim Washburn and Greg Williams and Jim Schwartz, I mean, the language that was just floating above that practice field was amazing. Those guys were spirited.
Yeah, for sure. And you get, coaches that hold their guys accountable and they do it a certain way. And it's one thing for coaches just to be yelling to yell because you see those coaches too. And then, their players aren't performing on the field, but he's yelling every day. And it's
talking
like,
loud, ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, it's like, Coach, it might be you. You know what I mean? And if you're experienced enough, it really goes back to the coach because I can watch how linebackers are playing or guys are playing. That's how you're being coached. As a professional, you got to have your own sense of pride and your own way that you go about your stuff. But at the same time, I was always told the player's play is a reflection of the coach as well. Because if your player's playing good and he's an all-pro, that coach is going to probably get a promotion or a new gig or something. So, maybe that was a little, pimping by my coach to get me to play good so he could get a new job. But that's how I looked at it.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Lonzo says, Bullseye View is a great podcast.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
You look like you're having a great time doing that.
When did you start it?
Started it in August.
Okay.
Started in August, and I really didn't know exactly what I was going to do because I didn't want to really do, like, the sit-down, 60-minute interview. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something more free-flowing, so it's just conversations. And, you got to start somewhere, so I'm starting local, starting with my guys, you know what I mean? The bricklayers, the original bricklayers, you know what I mean? I feel like, busting with the boys. They're doing great. Taylor Wan did a great, and Will Compton have done a great job to capture, their era, the guys that they've played with, and then move on to do other things that they do. So it's one of those things for me. No more Mike Keith. You know what I'm saying? And I got time now. I've always been asked, you should do this, you should do that. I got time. I got a studio, I got some production, I got all the things that you need to do because you only get
all the knowledge and experience.
Yeah, you feel me? So, let's just kind of get some of those stories out there too.
Yeah, right? Like
18, 16, and 13.
Wow, yes.
Well, it looks great. And what stands out to me is what you just said. You're not interviewing people, you're having conversations, which is what we call our quote-unquote interviews. We call them conversations, and you're really good. You mentioned busting with the boys, and they're very good at this too, is disarming people and just making people feel comfortable.
Yeah, man.
That's when you get the best content and the best out of people. So congrats on that project.
Thanks, man. Still going, man. Anybody out there want to sponsor, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Holla at your boy. Bullseye View on YouTube, and Zeph's going to tweet out a link too. But that's honestly, I was watching your podcast this week, and then I immediately texted you because it completely makes sense with Saleh coming in. Let's start there. What is your overall view of this hire with Robert Saleh, defensive guy for sure?
I think that, man, I'm just gonna go on. I'm glad they didn't get Nagy. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, I don't know why that was in my head. I kind of would have been a little deflated, but I would have been a team player because at the end of the day, I'm an ally. I'm an ally and I'm a former player, and I'm not gonna act like I haven't been there, and I'm not gonna act like I don't know. So I thought the hire was a good hire. I don't think the Jets, and this is the outside looking in about how things have gone. I don't think our ownership is more, I think our ownership is more in tune than the Jets ownership. I just think that, how they go about things. So. Yeah, the way they go about things up there. Like, I've never heard an owner come out and publicly pretty much humiliate or down talk on, their starting quarterback or anybody in the middle of the season. You know what I mean? Like during the week. So they haven't been able to get it right. And obviously the Titans haven't been able to get it right for a while. But Jeff Fisher had success, was a defensive coach. Mularkey got it together, and then Vrabel took over. Was a defensive coach, defensive-minded. Now Saleh coming in as a, defensive coach. He had success with the 49ers before. Went to the Jets. They played good defense. I think he was banking on Aaron Rodgers to come in and save him. A-Rod got hurt. And I really do believe in people, and look, I'm the first one to say, like, they keep recycling these coaches. It's the same coaches, same names. Yeah. But I definitely do believe in second chances, and you're going to learn something after, because it's like, if you ever played sports or just in anything in life, it's like, dang, I should have did that, or I should have did that. And he's had time to think about it. And you hear great things about him from his players. I feel that in the coaching, hiring process, we don't hear enough about the GMs or owners speaking to the former players of these coaches, because they're going to tell you the real. I'm going to tell you if he was how I feel, because the coaches are going to tell, about the player. So it's vice versa. It's professionalism, and there's a sense of accountability. So, look, if you're like, we come to defensive meetings, sometimes he's not prepared, or sometimes, those things are, why is he not prepared for defensive meetings? And I've never been to a defense where a coach wasn't, but those are things you should know.
Or, he changed things they didn't have to change back in the day when defense was good enough,
Well, there's a reason that person, now let me stop.
Well, one thing, probably the biggest reason why Saleh didn't work in New York was he was strapped with Zach Wilson as quarterback. And we talked with Rich Cimini yesterday that covers the Jets for ESPN. He said, he didn't draft that guy.
Right.
And he was put in he was responsible for developing a guy that just didn't have it.
Well, he didn't draft Cam Ward either now.
That's fair, too.
Right, but so now he gets Cam Ward instead of Zach Wilson. So that's a different opportunity.
Well, I think to what you both said, with Cam Ward, at least he had a whole season to watch to make a decision. Yeah. You know what I mean? Zach Wilson, I can't even tell you how many games he really started within that tenure. And then,
3 years.
Yeah. And then, or how many games, but then,
prior to taking it.
Yeah, you look for the upside. You look for the upside and how you can work with them. And it's like, I know a couple guys that I can get in here and work with somebody like, Cam Ward. And I'm sure that was a conversation before he came out here with the couple of guys or whoever, he may have had in mind. Like, look, I'm going to go out here, and would you be interested? And it might not be someone we even know, but I think he understands the assignment that, look, this offense was kind of, it got better after they got rid of all the experts. And now he's in charge to find a new expert.
Brett Doherty, Don Davenport with you. Keith Bullock, Titans legend, in studio this hour. 615-737-1045. One thing that got me, you mentioned during your podcast that you ran a similar defense when you were here with Schwartz.
They run our defense.
Yeah, that Saleh ran in New York. So I want to get your take on that and what that might look like. and then go from maybe a nerdy personnel discussion as well.
For
Keith
sure.
Bullock in studio. Bully, more coming up. 3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. New year, new vehicle. You can get it done, new or pre-owned. They've got you covered. Just go up there, let Daniel Gupton and his crew know what you're looking for, whether you're looking for more space, better gas mileage, something a little cheaper, maybe something more expensive. I don't know. Just let them know, and they'll point you in the right direction. Take your test drive, go inside. They will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. I believe it'll be the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. Check them out online. All the dealership information is there. Address, phone number, the ways to get in touch with them and find them. Also, the inventory, new and pre-owned right there. Great pre-owned inventory for you to peruse. And they've got all the January deals lined up for you there, too. GuptonMotors.com is the website. That's GuptonMotors.com. 24 West or Clarksville, exit 35, straight shot into the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had, in my opinion. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. GuptonMotors.com. 3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport. Titans legend, Keith Bullock. K-Bull53 on your socials. Is that what you are on Instagram? I know it is on X.
It's just my name on Instagram.
Keith Bullock on Instagram?
Keith Bullock 53.
Not with an O.
Not with the no. I was able to get my name before someone hijacked it and held it for ransom.
Man, I got it. I got my name on Twitter, but on Instagram, there's some like model named Brent Doherty. So I had to go like Brent Doherty 3HL. Like we fought over
a guy model.
Yeah.
It's like,
really?
Hey, yo, Brent.
Yeah.
One of these is not like the other.
Thanks, Babs.
Is he still modeling?
I don't know.
Because I know you're still on the air.
That's right.
Thanks, Bully.
You know it.
Whose career is longer?
Exactly.
So, Salah's defense in New York, you said what kind of a copycat of what you guys ran. So, what was he running in New York, and how similar was it to yours?
Well, his style of defense in New York and in San Francisco.
Same thing.
Yeah, he runs the wide nines cover. Well, we weren't a cover 4 team. We were more of a man-to-man, if anything, cover 3 team where we walk the safety in the box on first down. But that's why we played a man-to-man. You know, we had good cover guys. I can cover. Tank Williams can cover when he was here. Samari, obviously, Cortland Finnegan, Michael Griffin. So we can lock those tight ends down. And then we can lock the tight ends down. Our corners can hold up on the outside, and you rely on your front 4. That's why we never blitzed. You know, we'd have like some safety blitzes, whatever. So if you think about Salah's defense before, you had Greenlaw and Alshire, I believe, and then you have Fred Warner. Yeah. You know, and then in New York, who was I think he had Mo Lewis.
C.J. Mosley, right?
C.J. Mosley in New York. Yeah, and that's kind of like Matt Burke, right? Matt Burke was here for like 5 years when I played, and that's what they run in Houston. They got the 2 ends, you know, the 2 defensive ends that they don't have to blitz. Aziz Alshire is playing in the middle. And, you know, you have safeties and corners that are physical, that challenge the wide receivers. It's a zone coverage that they can make look man, you know, 2 high safeties to have the disguise.
Yeah.
So.
But you got to have those corners.
You have to have a pass rush first, I would say, because like that, like it's not a blitzing. I heard he blitzed more this year, and that's probably maybe because he didn't have the pass rush. Yeah, you know,
they had so many injuries on the defensive line that he
was able to adjust.
Yeah,
he was able to adjust. You know,
you couldn't get there.
Right, but you have to have guys on the outside that can play man to man, that are intelligent. Right, Richard Sherman was really good in. He was just a really good quarter, mostly in Seattle because of they played cover 3, but he can make the cover 3 look like man-to-man. He knew how to play within the scheme of the defense, and those are the type of players that are going to have to be in this type of defense to make it successful. You have to make plays at the linebacker position. It's one thing to make tackles, but you got to make plays, you know, because this is a defense that puts you in position to make plays if you know what you're doing, you know.
So let's say this. Now, knowing that this roster is not going to look the same defensively next year, right? With free agency, with draft, like hopefully it's not. But defensively, with what you saw on the field, Titans-wise, this past season, at specifically the positions where you have to have certain things to do what Salah likes to do, whatever. How would you assess Titans defensively at the linebacker position? And I know there were a bunch of injuries in the secondary, but
it would be tough because you have to have a pass rush, and it just can't come from up the middle. You know, I think the Titans did they ran a 3-4. They ran something totally different. So the way that they pressured the quarterback is not the same, but you know, on the rundowns, your defensive ends are making sure they hold the edge. They're setting a hard edge, meaning, you know, they're playing not upfield, they're playing into the tackle, so they're not going up the field and giving up creases inside or letting them get outside. So you need tough defensive ends. And then, obviously, You want to put them in situations when you can utilize your pass rush. So I don't even think the Titans' defensive ends combined had more than 10 sacks, so that's not going to help. So let's get all of them out of there. Cedric Gray, he's a young linebacker. And number 52 played, I know Cody Barton was the starter, but Williams, he played well. He played well towards the end of the year when he got more reps. So you can go with those three, Cody Barton, James Williams, and Cedric Gray. So 3 linebackers.
Be okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I would be all right with that. And then in the secondary, you need to make some. The rookie was all right. Number
Kevin
23.
Wilson.
Yeah, he was all right. He kind of came in the middle of the season. He has to get better in his with his eyes. I just don't want to say he has to get better in his pass game. He has to get better with his eyes. And I say that because I'm laughing because I know football, but he got beat on the same corner post by number 85 against Jacksonville. Not back-to-back games in the 2 games in the post.
Now, that's just rookie?
Yeah, that's just like him
eye
being
discipline, speed.
That's just him being a rookie. That's him not playing with the same corner or the same safety for multiple weeks. And honestly, it's a very simple play because all it was 2 wide receivers on the outside. The inside guy ran a corner, and the outside guy ran a post, and he kind of took the wrong step. You just read whoever comes to you, that's who you cover, and that's just him being a rookie. I have a feeling he'll make plays on that this year, but you keep him, and Amani Hooker needs to do more.
Yeah.
He needs to do way more. And what's up with Snead? Are we getting rid of him?
I hope so.
We need to pack him up.
I mean,
I said on my Twitter, and I was being for real, there was a picture or a clip of him, dominating Cheetah when he was with the Chiefs, and I was front runner, you know what I mean? And people are but I'm it's really
where was that guy?
It's really hard to play when things aren't going well. Now, if he's hurt, but he was always hurt when he was here. So why can't you stay on the field? If that's the case, why can't you stay on the field? Everybody's playing hard, and I just hope that the Titans get their money's worth, but I don't see it happening. So I would just kind of stick a fork in him now and figure it out. Yeah, figure it out from there. Because if he's been here 2 years, if he was able to contribute, he would have, right? Why don't you answer questions at the end of the year? You're not a leader. You get paid money to come from a championship team to teach other people how to be a champion. So, obviously you weren't just a guy. Obviously, I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna act I'm not gonna act like he wasn't an All-Pro, Pro Bowl player a couple years ago on Kansas City, but we just have never seen it here.
That's what you said early in the season, maybe even in training camp. You're like, hey man, I need to see you, my guy.
That's it. Look, that's what I love. That's what I loved about the NFL. That was the challenge, right? You can be All-Pro, Pro Bowl one year, but who are you the next year? Because people remember you kicking their butt the year before, and then those guys are going to train to maybe take your spot or come back and kick your ass this year, however it works. But, people don't forget in this sport.
Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Keith Bullock in studio. So what can you say about the dynamic in terms of reportedly he's going to call the defense? So my guess is if he's calling the defense, he's spending the majority of his time coming up with game plan defensively during the week. So he's going to try to find an offensive coordinator that he can just turn it over to, I guess. How do you think that will work on the sideline and during practice, during games?
Did you ever have a head coach that called the D?
He probably did that last year that I was here. He probably called that game we lost 59-0 in New England. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't know how much Jeff was involved with the play calls after Schwartz left. So,
yeah.
I'm just joking. But to answer your question, Brent, Yeah, he's obviously going to have to get somebody he trusts, right? Because he's going to be over here, like you said. Like, he's going to be over here tending to defensive things, making sure his defense is on point. That's not the issue that he had with the Jets. And I think one of you guys said it before. He got 7 wins with Zach Wilson, right? So
33 of Saleh's 56 games were with Zach Wilson, and 2 years in a row, right? He had 7 wins.
Hey, he got some wins with Zach Wilson. So like,
That's amazing.
Right?
Where is he now? No, I'm just joking.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. But that being said, I think that that's one of the things he probably learned from, right? How to work with the young quarterback, maybe how to juggle his responsibilities as a head coach and a defensive signal caller. And these are all things that we have to wait to see. In this day and age, we're going to pass judgment before we know, but we're really not going to know anything until at least October, So, yeah.
He's,
he
with
was
the
the
Dolphins.
backup to Tua.
Yeah, he's with the Dolphins.
I didn't even know that.
I mean, the last 2 years, he's 6 of 11 for 32 yards. He didn't play in 2024. But anyway, yeah.
Yeesh.
Yes. But like to conclude that and to 7 wins, so that he can get wins and without much. So that means they're playing really good defense, because I'm sure a lot of those wins came from defense. And when Eddie George was on my podcast, he was saying that, like, it's not always going to be pretty. He's like, we were comfortable winning a game 10-9 or 13-10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
did.
Yeah, but that builds like the character and the culture and the foundation of your team. So then when you start winning 33-18 and you start putting up more points, you're comfortable when you get in those tight games. Now, is that other team ready for that? So I think that's really what made, the early Titans teams, like with Eddie and Steve, playing the close games and being able to blow teams out, and then, imposing your will in the fourth quarter. And, that's what it was about, for those teams. And, the boys and all them, they had whatever they had. Obviously, the Malarkey, Vrabel teams, they had whatever they had to, do what they need to do to make them special, So now it's another time, obviously. Most of these kids in this locker room don't even know what it's like to win as a Titan, Yeah. So
615-737-1045, Bully in studio. Jay in Spring Hill. Jay, what's up?
Hey, guys. Hey, thanks for taking my call. I'm watching you on YouTube. I don't know if it's snowing in the studio, but y'all definitely prepared.
Me and Bully are soft.
I mean, y'all are ready.
I got the scarf for him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I want to share a story with you with Keith and Lon. So we have the season tickets. We sit front row of the north end zone where the team comes out. And I think it was a 2003 division game against the Steelers where Nedney, I guess he flopped. I mean, it was a penalty, but
we'll
it was a do-over, and we won. But during the course of the game, the CBS banner was underneath me, and there's 3 zip ties. And during the course of the game, I had 2 of them. I had burned or cut or whatever. There's one left. And Albert Hainsworth at the end of the game, because the team came up and all, shook our hands, and he gave it just a little tug. And as it started to fall, he gave it to me, or said, "Here you go." So I took it. It's a big old thing. Anyway. I was able to confiscate that. But I had a buddy who was the yardstick guy. He was one of them, and he'd always bring me stuff during the season. During the games, a little this, little that, some players left behind. Well, at halftime, at the end of halftime, third quarter's about to start, and he brings me a Gatorade towel, and he hands it to me, and I'm like, "Oh, cool." And he points, he goes, "Look inside." I open it up, and I'm like, "What is this?" He said, "It's Keith Bullett's mouthpiece." He dropped it.
Gross.
So
what color was it?
The NFL CBS banner in my garage. And your mouthpiece in a baseball glass container sitting in the home office.
What color was the mouthpiece?
Anyway, yeah. And
No.
from that game.
No, what color was
I
it?
have to tell the story.
Jay, what color was the mouthpiece?
What color? It was clear.
Might have been yours. Might not have
It
been
might
yours.
not be authentic.
Uh-oh.
Might not.
Don't ruin it.
Oh, my bad.
It's
I
like
love it,
It's
Jay.
like Kevin Dyson's Miracle Ball. There's a story behind that too. They like to tell.
Yeah, I never wore clear mouthpieces.
Uh-oh.
I mean, if you go back and look at pictures, it's usually bright red or green.
Great.
So you put thought into everything.
Yeah. Yep. It was bright red or green, fluorescent green. I don't know, fluorescent green mouthpiece. I don't know.
So most defenses are in sub packages for
Yeah.
most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back, he runs a 4-3 typically base. Titans have run 3-4 for a long time. I want to ask you like how that all marries together.
For sure.
All right, that's next. Bully in studio. Check out the Bullseye View on the podcast on YouTube. 3HL 1045 this home.
All right, new year. Do you want to make sure your retirement is in order? Did you know that leaving an old 401k with a previous employer can create higher investment cost? Yeah, Trajan Wealth can help you here. If you have an old 401k, you don't know what to do with it, call Trajan Wealth today. Talk to them about how to optimize those funds. Get that money working for you again. If you want peace of mind in your investment portfolio, set up a call, a meeting, a second opinion with my friends at Trajan Wealth. Schedule a complimentary introductory meeting to learn more. They've got 2 offices, one in Brentwood, one in Franklin. 615-270-5000 is their number, TrajanWealth.com, if you just want to learn more about them. But they can now become your partner in your financial wealth journey. Make sure you are ready for retirement. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport. Keith Bullock in studio. Titans legend. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Bustin' Diamond on YouTube. I still remember the Monday Night Football game against the Saints where Bully went nuts on them.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm like, you can add all those Monday nights.
I mean, you've got to be the only player ever to have 3 interceptions in one game against Drew Brees, right?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. And yeah, I
Zeph, look that up. We need to find
I wasn't
that
even really conscious. You know, actually, I was just talking. You know we do, just talking trash. And then I always look to have like you've heard like us former players say like, you know, you watch film and certain plays you look for, and you know it just happened that night. Like 2 of the plays that I made
that you saw on film.
Yeah. You know, and then one for sure. And then another one, I just knew the position I was in, and I let the receiver cross my face, and that would make, and they were losing, so it would make the quarterback force it in there. And it wasn't really forced. I was just
You baited him into it.
Yeah, I'm just better than Drew Brees thought. So I was just being honest, because I did bait him into it, and he took the bait, and I just made the play. And that's the last one that I slid down on. And the other one, I think KVB tipped it, so I was just opportunistic.
3 interceptions on Monday Night Football.
But I will take
Mr.
it.
Monday Night. Hell yeah, you'll take it.
Did you look it up, Zeph?
Yeah, I think he is the only player to do that against Drew Brees.
Yeah, nice.
How about that, Bully?
Let's go.
So did you have a conversation with him after the game at all?
Nah, but you know what?
You didn't run into him?
Nah.
Like Salah and Liam Cohen?
I don't think he would be trying to talk to anybody after that game. You know, he's just, I'm getting out of here. You have games like that where it's like, man, I ain't talking. Like, I didn't come up in the era where I got to find my homeboy and exchange the jersey and do a picture. When we lost, I was pissed. So I don't want your jersey. So I'm getting out of there. I can get it from your equipment manager. I'll get Joey to get in touch with your equipment manager. You know what I mean? But
It's a different world now.
yeah, I'm not. Like, you just got your brains bashed in. You know, hey, dude, let me get your jersey. Yeah, nah, bro, I'm pissed.
So Robert Saleh, there are a couple of things that went viral from his appearance, like when Hard Knocks did their Jets thing, and he was up there, and one of the things we played yesterday, and he's talking about that sort of like, I don't want to go to midfield and have the coach say, hey, y'all played really hard. Like, that's not why we're here.
Right.
I want you to hear this. This is Robert Saleh from Hard Knocks a few years ago.
This journey, this climb is
Talking
about to
to his
get
team.
hard as it is. And that's the reality of it. There's going to be a ton of adversity along the way. And the Crows, like we've talked about, they're going to come pecking. They're all talking about how we got to go through this team and this division and this conference and that quarterback. Well, they got to deal with us too. All the way across the board, I'll take everybody in this room over anybody in football. One of the biggest pet peeves I have as a coach is when you're on a team that's not doing very well, and the opposing coach, whose team is doing well, walks up to you at the 50-yard line and says, man, you guys play hard. You. I don't want to play hard. I want to you up. That's the mindset.
Pretty much.
No one's talking about how we play hard anymore. They're hating. And that's exactly what you want.
Old school guy.
Yeah. And
As a player, what do you think when you hear that?
like you heard one of the one of the players, I heard somebody go like, when he was like, what did he say? That they got to deal with us. I heard somebody in the room go like, yeah, like kind of agree with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's him setting, you know, his philosophy. He's setting the tone. And it's on us as players to go out there and, you know, make that happen, because he can give us the mission. He can give us the motto. He can give us the mantra, whatever you want, but he can't go out there and play for us. So if you're giving the right message and you're developing the right culture, and I feel like it gets lost. And I don't know Callahan's, you know, philosophy or what it was, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't start with being a physical football team, then what are we talking about? You know, football is a physical sport, and that's where it starts. And then we can get into other things, you know, after that, after we establish that we're a physical team. You know, that cold November day or October day in New England, we didn't establish we were a physical football team down 59-0.
Well, some of y'all did,
but we started
as an entire group. No,
right? But that season we started 0-6, and then we, missed the playoffs by like one game. We lost to San Diego here on Christmas night, and didn't make the playoffs. But it was the exact same team that started 0-6 that went 7-8 the second half of the season. So, it's mentality, because the message was already set. Jeff Fisher had already set the foundation of who we were, but for whatever reason, we just weren't, we would lose by 1 to Pittsburgh, and then by 2 to the Jets, then by 3, and then before you know it, it's 59-0 in New England. But you needed that. You really needed a kick between the legs because you know who you are, but you're not playing up to your ability. So if a team like that, you're able to go get it. The difference between that team and this Titans team is they don't have an identity. They don't know who they are. So they just have to believe in themselves and the message that the coach is preaching.
Hey, before you get back to the 3-4, 4-3 defenses merging together topic, what is the worst thing that you heard, you mentioned Pittsburgh, from a Steelers fan? I mean, they hated you.
Yeah.
Hated you. Anybody who wasn't around for that, there was like a terrible towel incident.
My whole thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? So this is funny. Growing up, my older brothers were Pittsburgh fans. So me and my mom, and my mom were Dallas Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. People don't understand. Like, if you're a certain age, you were one or the other because that's who was on television back
right.
then. Yeah.
So then you get drafted to the NFL, and then when I get here, I'm in the black and blue division, and Eddie Robinson, playing Jerome Bettis, and he's like, don't let that fat MFer get up doing his dance. Like, so it was like, oh, snap, this is real. It's the NFL. But, it's like cyber bus, and, so all these things are going on. So now, it's my turn to hold down the fort, and the Titans were, and definitely at the time, we were a young franchise, and we hadn't won in a while. So we win the division against Pittsburgh, and in a game that we were supposed to not win, or however it goes. So it's like, yo, man, F this towel. I don't care. Because the playoffs went through Tennessee.
Yeah, it was in
So
Nashville,
for me, it was like, yeah, perfect. Come back to Tennessee and get your towel. All we had to do was beat the Ravens. And
what was funny after that was then you start getting stories out of Pittsburgh. Well, this is what the towel means.
Yeah, the Myron Cope. I know what it is, and I donated $5,000.
Yeah.
So miss me with all that. You know what I mean? Miss me with all I don't
that
feel
was
bad.
the beginning of social media, too, time.
But people
frame.
are trying to create things.
But the thing is, y'all know, y'all follow me on. I'm a troll, so I'm gonna I'm gonna poke the bear.
But you talk the talk, but you walk the walk on the field. So there's,
right.
it's
I poked the bear, my older brother. Funny story. My brother that's 8 years older than me. He's the tough brother. He's that's how he grew up fighting and everything. And I was it was one New Year's. And I was it's probably 10 years ago. And I'm oh, man, you can't hold your back because his back was bothering him. And we're drinking. And by midnight, he punches me. Well, he goes to punch me in my face, because I'm poking the bear I'm a troll. And it was a whole, but that's family, brothers.
Bully.
But it's just funny.
He didn't land the punch.
I saw it coming. But then I'm like, man, that was weak, bro. That was weak. I'm still poking the bear.
Even worse.
My kids are crying. His kids are crying.
Oh man,
no.
Family holidays.
Yeah,
I love it.
Talk the talk and walk the walk.
So I wanted to ask you, how tough was that film session after that 59-0 New England thing?
You know what? That's why Jeff was can't take anything away from him. He was a good coach. It was a bye week. He's like, yo, we're just gonna flush it. We need to reset, get out of here, come back, and we're gonna start over.
That's right.
And we started over and won a game, and then won 2, then won 5, and then we were rolling. So
a chance at the playoffs after the 0-6. Sure. Real quick, I know sub packages are the thing. So 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, a lot of times, maybe 6
Nickel,
or more, and all those things. He's typically run a 4-3, Robert Saleh. Titans have been in a 3-4 base for a long time. How challenging is it to switch that?
I don't think it's challenging. It might be a little different when it comes to gap responsibilities and in the run front, but I think you could be very creative. Albert Hainsworth had a lot of success in the 4-3 defense.
4-3 defensive tackle.
Schwartz would put him at defensive end on the right side, defensive end on the left side. Now you got T'Vondre Sweat. You want him to get in shape so he can, really be the player that he can be. I don't want to say get in shape, but he could be more effective. Robert Saleh, I heard, likes to rotate his linemen. That's what we did, and that's the purpose of that is so they can be fresh. And Big Jeff played at a high level without rotating. So with him rotating and leaving more quality reps from your defensive line, and I think if they're able to get a defensive end in free agency and or the draft that can make an immediate impact. You saw what it did here in '99 when they got Javon Kearse. I'm not saying that this team is that close to success, but you see how Javon Kearse type player can change the way a defense looks, I should say.
Yeah, and that's kind of when they went away from blitzing.
Yeah, you don't have to blitz.
And then you come in and
you don't have to blitz. You don't I have 21 career interceptions, 19 sacks. I don't have to blitz. I used to ask Schwartz, why don't I blitz? He's like, for what? I got Albert. I got Kyle. I got Kevin Carter. I got Javon. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For what?
Schwartzy might get that Browns job, man. Everybody's turning it down.
Hey, Schwartz, hey, if you're listening, holla at your boy. I coach the linebackers, man. Let's go.
That would be awesome.
Let me get in that coaching tree.
For the Browns, though, yeah, but the Browns is like coaching death certificate.
That's what they say, man. But, hey, the money's green up there.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Podcast on YouTube. How often do you do those?
We do it twice a week. Me and Nas Cook, Princeton. He went to Princeton. He played at NBA, played at Princeton. We do a little fun show during the week where we just talk about current events, and then I always have some type of conversation with a former teammate, entrepreneur, someone around, something interesting. Well, it's interesting to me.
Bullseye, you find it on the YouTube. The YouTube. Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you, man. You're ready for this weather, I'll tell you that.
It's only going to get colder. You just showed me where it's going to be 4 degrees on Monday.
Everybody's talking about the weather, which we should be, but the low temperature on Monday is 4.
I don't think it's going to be a lot of snow. It's going to be like that 3 to 5 inches and then freezing.
Freezing rain.
And then it's never going to go away.
Because it's not going to be above freezing until next Monday.
Who are the Titans talking to about coordinator position? We got that for you next. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Thanks, Bully.
As a customer of Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, would love to recommend them to you. Give them a call today if it is time to upgrade your windows and doors. They can take care of you. They're the best. Love the experience of working with them. And maybe you're thinking, it's not the sexiest upgrade I want in my house. Get it. But sometimes you got to do it. And it's good to know. See you, Bully. It's good to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella. Actually, I think Bully used Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville when he had to replace his windows. Affordable and the best quality out there. Pella voted #1 by Nashville homeowners as the leading window brand in Nashville based on that current sitting survey of leading brands among homeowners. And on top of that, they have the staff in place to take care of you. And they always have a Dawn deal every month. So for January, payments as low as $99 a month and 50% off Pella certified labor. Schedule your free consultation. Easy to do it online. Tell them to give you the Dawn deal. It's PellaNashville.com.
Good afternoon. It is 4:04. I'm Just Milano live from the 104.5 The Zone. Circus Sports of the Mid-Kentucky Downs Studios. In Titans news today, multiple reports coming out about potential coordinator candidates for the Titans. Arthur Smith has reportedly talked to the team for the OC job, while Aaron Whitecotton and Al Harris of the Bears are set to interview for the DC job. In NFL news today, the Bills added multiple teams to their head coaching search with interviews with former NFL quarterback Phillip Rivers and former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, who was reportedly set to become the Chargers OC. Today broke that the college football playoff is staying at 12 teams for 2026. The only changes in format are auto bids to the Power 4 champs regardless of ranking, and Notre Dame is guaranteed an at-large bid if ranked within the top 12 of the final poll. This weekend in college hoops, number 15 Vandy tries to avoid a fourth straight loss against Mississippi State. That one's at 11 a.m. Tennessee heads on the road to number 17 Alabama. Tip-off at 7:30. You can catch the Vol Network call the game right here on The Zone. For every foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home, the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a Friday in the Music City. Hope you're having a great day. Man, head on a swivel this weekend. If you want snow, sleet, freezing rain, you're going to get it. What needs to happen, and our boy Will Minkoff is going to come on from Nashville Severe Weather, and I put in a request with him. I said, hey, Will, I'm going to go ahead and request lots of snow. So I said, I don't want to mess around with freezing rain and sleet and all that stuff. And he was like, point taken. I don't think he can do a lot about it.
No, but whatever.
But if he can, we can do that. So, Will Minkoff will come on at 4:45 to give us the latest information. We are under a winter storm warning. Southwest Middle Tennessee is under an ice storm warning. So it's interesting because, 1 inch of rain is equivalent to 10 inches of snow, if that makes sense to you.
That makes zero sense.
0.1 of rain is 1 inch of snow, okay?
Oh, 0.1 of rain. Okay.
Is 1 inch of snow.
Okay.
So 1 inch of rain is 10 inches of snow.
Got it.
So when they start talking about, okay, we literally want it to snow as long as possible to cut the ice off.
Right. Because the ice is the problem.
Right. So depending on when it switches over, that's going to be, the history of this storm will be like, oh, well, they only had 4 inches of snow or whatever it is. So the hope is that you have more snow, less ice. But so 0.25 of freezing rain is really bad and stresses power lines, trees, all that stuff. You get to 0.5 and it's disastrous, right? So they're talking about, I know like Southwest Middle Tennessee into Mississippi, they're talking about an inch and a half of ice.
Oof.
So I know in Mississippi.
So that's debilitating.
Yes, in Mississippi, I know they're going to issue a state of emergency down there. And I wonder if that's going to happen in some places here. But oof. Ice, bad. We want all snow. You'd rather have 14 inches of snow and no ice.
Correct.
Which sounds funny. But Will Minkoff will join us then. By the way, Babs is here.
What up?
By the way, Babs is here. All right, tough dog. Babs was definitely not here yesterday where all hell was breaking loose.
We did play your intro, though. Or I did.
Yeah, in celebration of you. Just to acknowledge.
Accidentally or?
Maybe.
Yes. 100% accidentally.
Yes.
He called for Slay, and for some reason, I instinctively went to you.
Oh, that's all right.
So Jerry called in, and he...
Oh, Jerry.
He asked Slay how old he was. Slay said 44, and he's like, okay, when you turn 50, you got to get your prostate checked. And he went through this really detailed story about what they do And we were kind of looking at each other and we were talking like, this is a really important topic on a male-dominated station, so, let's roll with it. Plus, he did it in like a really entertaining way, sort of, which is kind of interesting. But at the end, he said, get your prostate checked or you will die.
Okay.
And then it was like, we didn't know what to say to that, so it was like dead air for like 3 seconds. And we were like, okay, thanks, Jerry.
All right.
And then 5:20, we
Glad I missed it.
we decided to turn all the lights off in here.
Why?
I mean, just,
Because that would never happen if I were in here?
Yeah, we were just kind of seeing what was up. And it's interesting because, like, the light on my camera is so close to me that it looked so good on Zone TV. But Slay's lights were so far away from him, he looked like the Emperor from Star Wars.
Well, he's also black. So, like, if it's dark, it's going to be harder to see him.
He pulled over his hoodie and he called himself Darth Slater.
He looked like Emperor
that's
Palpatine. And I put the picture of Emperor Palpatine on the stream, and he did not like that.
Well, listeners
So
were like,
this is what I miss.
viewers to the radio show were like, hey, Zev, you need to warn us before you do something like that. Can you do it again and put it on, like, my face just so Dawn can see it?
Well, I have it set up to go over Dawn's camera right now.
Oh, do it. Let her see it.
I mean, whatever.
615-737-1045.
I'm not in the chat today.
Why not? You got all chatted out last time? Thursday was wild.
The chat's like, yeah, it was.
Whenever we have like 400 people in the chat, that's when it's like a little strange.
Yeah, I don't have the mental capacity today.
There it is. Can you see it?
No, all I see is golf standings.
There you are. Look in front of you, Don.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's creepy.
All I see in January are golf standings on my computer.
Yeah, why are you looking at golf in January?
Well, it's the American
props
Express.
to you, but
It's the American Express tournament, and it's the second tournament of the year. And Aaron from Aaron and Sarah, you know him. He was like, dude, are you following Blades Brown? And I was like, no, but he really should have played hockey. That was my response.
that's a great name.
Blades Brown?
Yes.
Guess what? He's from here. He went to Brentwood Academy. He's 18 years old. He just played the Corn Ferry Tour, ended on Wednesday, flew down to La Quinta Country Club in La Quinta, California for this tournament. He is tied with Scotty Scheffler for the lead at 17 under par.
What?
Still in round 2. He's 12 under today. So
18 years old.
if he pars out 17 and 18, he'll shoot a 60. If he birdies one of those holes, 59 for an 18-year-old from Brentwood Academy. Blades Brown. Take that, Scotty Scheffler.
Wow. Go Blades.
He's in front of Siwoo Kim, Ricky Fowler. I mean, there's some names on this list.
Dude, he's 12 under for the day?
For the day.
With
He's
the
got
na-
2 holes left.
With a name like Blades, you better be good at.
At your iron play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So props
BB.
to Aaron for letting us know about that.
Okay, now we have to follow it.
Oh, yeah. We're following golf all of a sudden. Let's go.
In January, when we're talking about 2 inches of ice and some places 18 feet of snow.
Nah, he's in California. They don't get ice over there.
Wow.
What do they do in the mountains? From Jeremy Fowler, the Titans have spoken with Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith about their OC job. If Slay were here, it would have been a back away from the mic, an eye roll, and then a lower of the head.
Oh, you should have seen him yesterday, Don.
He
You
does
should
not.
see him in the chat.
He does not want Arthur Smith. I asked him. I was
It's like
what
the
is-
poop emoji.
Yeah, I was like, what is it about Arthur Smith? Did he break into your house and steal a sandwich or something? Like, what is going on here?
Do you know what he says? He says, love him. Great guy. He can be on the board.
The good
He
guy
can
board.
be on the good guy board.
He is a great dude.
Yes.
Fun guy.
I get it, though. I get it. Because you think about what Art does offensively, what his, at least historically, what his offenses look like. And it's not something that lines up with Cam Ward. It's not something that lines up with his skill set. So I get it.
Tim
And
Miller's
he's been here and whatever.
Well, yeah, and I think Slay's point is like he had a lot of talent in Atlanta and didn't get a lot done,
Right.
which is fair. And then Pittsburgh, word around campfire is that was supposedly a collaboration offense between Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith, but like,
Oh, that's always a disaster.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Whose offense was that?
I mean, run scheme heavy, multiple tight ends, get creative that way, but is that really a Cam Ward style offense?
Right. The football girly, too. I hate snow and ice all day, every day. Ken says, OMG. He's talking about Blaze. Hang on. Tim says, why does Dawn hate snow so much? It only happens once a year.
I don't know. Because I'm a wuss.
I told Slay, we had a conversation on the Lanai the other day. You were like, I don't want any part of ice in terms of driving, but I'll drive in the snow. And Slay was like, what?
When do we ever have snow without ice here?
I know, right?
Never happens.
Jacina Anderson, I'm told the Chicago Bears DB's coach and pass D coordinator Al Harris is scheduled to interview with the Titans on Saturday. And Jeremy Fowler, the Titans requested to interview Cowboys defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton. That's interesting.
That's a name.
For their defensive coordinator position. He worked with Saleh several times, so 2 defensive coordinator conversations so far.
He's also bald, and so if they get Dayball, all 3 of the head men for the Titans coaching staff will be bald.
Wow, there's some marketing opportunities there.
There is.
Yeah.
Bald is beautiful.
That's right. So is this break we need to take. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Got some college football playoff news for you next. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Want to tell you about eSpaces. If you're looking for work avenues that might be a little different. Maybe you're bouncing around from coffee house to coffee house. It doesn't have to be that way. eSpaces.com. You can check out everything they do right there, and they are there for you. And they are absolutely redefining co-working with exceptional offices for every business. They've got 2 newer Middle Tennessee locations that opened several months ago. Cool Springs at Corporate Center, Brentwood at City Park. So that gives them 15 locations in Middle Tennessee. So if you're looking for a place to bring a bunch of people in, have a meeting, you can find a location that works well for everyone there. Designed for entrepreneurs, teams, and established professionals, featuring private offices, team suites, meeting rooms that are fully equipped, 24/7 access, flexible terms, beautiful professional spaces that are move-in ready. Whether you're scaling up or just getting started, eSpaces provides flexibility without compromise. Want to check them out? You can. eSpaces.com. Tours are available now. Reserve your space early. Visit eSpaces.com. 15 Middle Tennessee locations. eSpaces.com. Since Slay's not here, I can say this. Really trying to get Chris Stapleton on the show. And I really want to surprise Slay with it, so y'all don't tell him.
Well, we know where he'll be on, was it May 23rd?
It's in May, yeah, at Nissan Stadium. That's a perfect reason for him to come on.
I mean, hey, playing in the Titans, flagship station for the Titans. You're already going to be in Nashville.
Well, and Slay's like literally his biggest fan. Like
We have
Slay
your
will go
biggest fan.
nuts. Like if he calls in like Jim Nance did that one day, when none of us expected, like Jim Nance just called listener line 3, and Slay was like lost his mind because he didn't think it was him at first, and then he was like, once he figured it out, he just lost his mind. If Stapleton did that, like if we could pull that off, so y'all can't tell him.
Let's hit up some of the country stations in the building and see what they can do for us.
Well, that world is funny. So if you do one country station, you pretty much have to do them all, like in Nashville. But sports is a little different.
That's right.
You don't know anybody anything. Our thanks to Titans legend Keith Bullock for joining us in the 3 o'clock hour. If you missed him, make sure you go back and watch. And you can do it on YouTube. Find the Zone TV feed there, 104.5 The Zone on YouTube or 1045thezone.com. And you can find podcasts there. 3HL is powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. From Adam Schefter. What's up, Van?
He was looking in like, why is there only one of you in there?
Yeah. He always says, where's he from? Burma? It's not called that anymore. Myanmar? I think that's where Van's from, Myanmar.
I'll ask him when he walks in here.
No Big Slay. That's what he always says. He calls it Big Slay. Anyway, from Schefter, Phillip Rivers interviewing for the Bills job.
Oh, come on.
What? I mean, 0 to 100. What % chance does Phillip Rivers have going from high school football coach to NFL head coach?
0.
And right now?
0.
0%?
Now,
it can't be 0. Why would they interview him?
okay, 1%. Now, I could see him.
Y'all are haters.
I could see him
I could
using
see him
this.
as a position coach.
You
or
got to
something.
work your way up, right?
Yeah.
Quarterbacks coach,
I could definitely see him being a quarterback's coach somewhere in this
then
league.
OC, then head coach. Not high school to head football coach in the NFL. What's up, Van?
Van, where are you from?
Big Slay sick. I'm from Myanmar?
Myanmar.
Close to India.
Closest country is
What was
India.
Myanmar before? Yeah.
Parama.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
All right. You're getting your work done early, man. Ice coming. He's scared, he says. Van's
Van's the best.
He
Yes.
is. He does such a great job on our building. He literally washes the floor every day. It's unreal. And then he does like 2 other buildings after this one. So, yeah, if you need a guy, there's Van. Call us. He'll get you in touch.
He's the best.
I'm looking at hour by hour. Snow starting in Nashville at 6 a.m., it says.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
Bleh.
Did you get out of your little trip to Ohio?
Yeah, they canceled dance. Because we could get there, but there was no way we were getting back. So,
Holy cow.
yep.
No, I'm looking at the hour by hour all the way into Sunday afternoon. Like, yeah. We'll see.
Hopefully everybody is prepped for it and ready to go.
Now, I will say this. We've had situations like this before where it was like 100% this and that and whatever, and it
Nothing
didn't happen. Like Nashville, now surrounding area is probably going to get hit, but Nashville has a history of, we call it the snow dome, where you look on radar and there's like green everywhere except for like one little circle over Nashville. But I'm really surprised they didn't call school today.
No, that was, I mean, they're not going to have school probably all of next week. So.
Well, they only have a certain amount of days budgeted, and you don't want to lose them. So use them or lose them.
So, our Nash Weather guys.
Nash Severe Weather WX.
Nash Severe Weather WX.
Yes, Will Minkoff, 445 from there.
4:45 today. Got it. Okay. God, my brain's not working. Listen, my whole family's sick. We're just
been-
surviving, advancing right now.
You've been through some stuff.
Holy
I had to talk
moly.
with you yesterday for like 5 minutes, and then it turned into like, because I just started rambling, and I was like, I need to hang up the phone now. She needs.
I
You're
was
like,
in the bed.
yeah, you're like, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it was, I literally was walking from here to home.
Yeah, it was like 6 o'clock. Yeah.
And you're like, I got to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I was telling you about something that might happen next week that we're hoping will happen. Anyway.
Hopefully it will.
So the Bills not only interviewed Phillip Rivers, they also interviewed former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel. But if you don't remember what happened earlier this week, is he reportedly was hired for the Chargers OC job. So he did not put pen to paper yet, and he is still going after a head coaching job, just not the Cleveland Browns one.
Yeah, here is the list for the Bills interviews. Today, Mike McDaniel, Chargers OC. Saturday, Commanders run game coordinator, Anthony Lynn. Former Dolphins defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver. So they're taking care of all the Anthonys on Saturday.
It's like the Titans with the mics.
Jaguars offensive coordinator, Grant Udinski.
I've seen a lot of people really high on him.
Yeah, but if I lined up like all of the people listening to 3HL right now and just said, hey, tell me who the Jags offensive coordinator
Not a
is.
single person. Well, maybe
no.
one.
Yeah,
Maybe
there-
like one.
There's some football nerds out there.
Yeah.
but
It'd be hard.
not a lot, but that's their interview schedule. So we'll see. By the way, I was just going through, I always screenshot things. And so then I just flipped through them. But one of the things I just flipped through was Vanderbilt 6-0 in the SEC for the first time ever with their women's basketball program. Ranked number 5 in America. They're going to be higher than that probably. They get South Carolina coming up, who just lost last night to Oklahoma. The tied for first in the SEC, women's basketball, Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
Only 2 undefeated teams.
I did not say that, Vandy, folks.
Yes,
Promise.
you did. Look, I have it right here.
Ugh,
Look, she said it again. Wow, Don, you really love Tennessee.
that is
These
the
are not
worst
radio
job
tricks. She
ever.
literally says it live every time.
Don, we get it. You like Tennessee.
Oh,
down.
man.
I'm about to go take him out.
I'm going to lock the door.
And that drop.
I'm going to
This-
lock the door.
This feels like one of those days where
Lock
she
the
goes
door.
to produce.
My
I mean,
Are you still sick? I don't want you to come
Snowstorm
in here.
I
coming.
am sick. You don't want me in
don't
there.
come
Yeah.
here. We'll try that. We'll do that in the summer.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Staying
It's been
here with me.
it's been almost 24 hours since I had a fever. You're good.
yeah, I don't get sick, so we're there.
Okay. Famous last words.
Yep, Brent's going to be out all next week now.
We are, now I'm going to be, listen, if y'all are wondering what's going to happen on Monday, we will be live on Monday in some shape or form. Some way, shape, or form? Yeah. that.
Did you test your at-home stuff in case you're snowed in or iced in?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I did not test mine, but I mean, obviously my Zoom, whatever, all those things
No,
work
we're
because
not
that's
doing
how we
that.
do
We're not doing that.
coaches things.
I hate that.
Coaches calls. I know. But I also have Xfinity, their best Wi-Fi. So shout out to one of our advertisers. Hopefully it works and we'll be just fine. I'll hop on from
No,
home.
Nice
you're
plug.
either here or you're not on.
Well,
Nice
then I
plug.
ain't on.
Slate, you
I'll
know
go and
Slate.
warn you.
Slate can come scoop you up.
He,
It's like-
he
Dawn
tried
always
to do
says
that the last time
Yeah, and you got mad.
when it was pure ice. And I was like, nope. I said, first of all, you can't get into my neighborhood. Second of all, I am not walking my happy house from the middle of my neighborhood where my house is to the edge so that you can pick me up. And third, it's dangerous.
You do have 2 big hills in your neighborhood between,
Yeah. It's where I
The
got
main road
it's where I
and
got
your
stuck
house.
that one ice storm.
and then you got
In a
mad at us
4Runner.
because we came to work and you did it. You're like, damn it, y'all. What kind of team are we?
No.
You always say scoop you up, so that's why I said that.
Come scoop me up.
Yeah. No, I can walk here, so I'll be here.
You about to do a show by yourself then?
Maybe.
Okay.
That'll be a hell of a show.
I will not be here if there's ice.
Y'all better call in. If I'm here by myself, y'all are the
Listen, I
co-hosts.
told you I would hop on Zoom or FaceTime or what else? What is the other thing?
I hate doing
Teams?
Zoom radio, man.
Something. I don't know.
We did that during COVID. I hated it.
I know, but sometimes there are extenuating circumstances, Mayor.
Blades Brown is now on hole number 18. I'm really hoping he could birdie 18 to take the lead, number 1, through 2 rounds.
Everybody, this is an 18-year-old from Brentwood Academy.
18-year-old from Brentwood Academy who played in the Korn Ferry Tour, finished up Wednesday. First round of this tournament was Thursday in California. He is 12 under today.
So how did he get in this tournament? Because
I don't know. This is all new to me.
I don't even know what this tournament is because it's January.
Yeah, but it's got big people in it. Like he's tied with Scotty Scheffler. That's something. He's 12 under today, which would be a 60 if he pars 18.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I take twice as many shots.
This is my New Year's resolution, by the way, is to get decent at golf. I'm going to work on it.
615-737-1045. Is that true? I will say this. Nobody looks more like a golfer that's not a golfer than Dawn Davenport.
Yeah, that's because my first husband was a golfer, professional golfer. So I have all the right things and all the nice things.
You do. You look like you look like you can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not so much.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Sometimes
you do great just walking around the golf course. You look like you belong.
I can show you a line for a putt.
She can putt. She hit a long putt. We were doing like these social media videos out at where were we? Nashville Golf and Country Club.
Yep.
And yeah, you hit a really long putt actually. Raekwon in Columbia. Raekwon, what's up?
Hey, first time caller, long time listener.
Hey.
Me and my daughter Violet always listen to the show in the afternoon. We know Big Slay's not in the building today, but we always love to hear when he come on and say,
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Ah,
I love it.
We'll send it to him.
oh, yeah, definitely send it to him.
Yeah.
Raekwon,
Everybody be
what's her
safe
name?
during this winter weather.
What's her name?
Violet.
Violet.
How cute is that?
All right, shout out. Presented by your mom and
Shout out,
them.
Violet.
Shout out to Violet. Great
Send
job.
that to Slay, Zeffy.
Thank you, Raekwon. Thank you, Violet. Zeffy. Anybody else in your family start calling you Zeffy because she does?
No.
Okay.
Nobody even calls me Zeph.
We are staying at 12 teams for the college football playoff next year. Now, there are some changes. Power 4 champs automatically in.
Which means, just want to point this out, that Duke would have been in this year.
Also, Notre Dame, if ranked in the top 12, in. They would have been in this
Also
year.
would have been in.
They were ranked 11th. So Miami would not. Miami, who played for a national championship, had the football trying to win the national championship, wouldn't have even been in. How about that? Good job, Miami.
Unreal.
We gotta,
Way to get that done.
Listen, but
we gotta
every
figure
game
this out.
matters.
Every game matters.
We got to figure this out. We can't keep flip-flopping. Like, come on, what are we doing?
I thought it would be 16. I think Greg Sankey expects next year that it will be 16, right?
Yeah, so he was taking some hits from SEC fan or college football fans, like, why did you go to 9 conference games? Because you thought they would go to 16 and all this stuff. Well, Greg Sankey's playing chess. He's not playing for 2026. He
Like he always
understands
does.
the fact that they will at some point be at 16 sooner rather than later.
Like
it's just
somebody,
not next year.
actually, this is a Vols fan, put on Twitter, Greg Sankey just got shoved in a locker. This clown convinces the ADs to move to a 9-game SEC schedule with the expectation of a 16-team playoff expansion. Now the SEC is going to eat each other alive with numerous 9-3 teams that won't make the playoffs. Long term, it will be 16, no doubt.
Yeah, he's thinking beyond 1 year.
Yeah.
So that's true.
But I also do think maybe he thought it would be 16 after this year.
Oh, for sure.
Because I kind of thought it would be.
I did too.
I was surprised.
Also, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, no surprise here, officially declared for the NFL draft today.
Did you see what he did?
Now, I saw that he was on Kimmel or somebody?
No. So
He
on
was
it-
really good.
Well, but on his LinkedIn, so he famously only has 2 social medias, one of those being LinkedIn.
Yeah.
He put the open to work symbol on his profile on his LinkedIn to let people know that he needs a job.
I love this kid.
He's like a little kid.
He's so dorky and
Yeah.
likable.
Yeah.
Like even on it wasn't Kimmel. What was he on that I sent you guys? Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Even
yeah.
on Fallon, just like the way he smiles, the way he talks, like he's so intelligent but dorky and likable and all the things, like his little belt on his outfit, just everything about him. You can't help but like him. And then if you didn't see Fallon, by the way, he was like, oh, well, you broke all these records. We're going to break some more records. So he had like a pile of actual records, and he would throw them up and then let Mendoza throw footballs at them to break them. And I think he hit all but, 3 of them? So there you go. There's some accuracy for you. Fernando.
72% completion percentage, 3,535 yards, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. In the playoffs, 3 games, he completed 74.6% of his passes. 185 per, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. Also had the rushing touchdown, which was the iconic dive across the end zone. I still don't know how he held on to the football. It would have been a touchdown either way, but like getting hit in the back like that with the ball extended, crazy. By the way, you can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
I think Slay Dog's trying to maneuver his way into the conversation.
On the chat or Colin?
No, I think he's going to be on Zoom. Zeph, you got him? He said no. Why don't we take a break real quick and then come back and, we've got Will Minkoff coming up too. Let's stay here. Man, it was sunny all day today, and now it is certainly not. You're dressed for it, though.
I don't do cold.
Got your little hat, your little sweater. By the way, TSU at Lindenwood. Coming up tomorrow. TSU lost at SIU Edwardsville Thursday. They're 1 game behind UT Martin in second place. ASUN today, I'll get you some scores in just a second. Austin Peay and Lipscomb both in action. Missouri Valley Conference tomorrow. Illinois State at Belmont. That game moved up to 12 o'clock over at the Curb Event Center, ESPN Plus. And Murray State, who is in first place in the Missouri Valley Conference, at Northern Iowa, 3 o'clock, CBS Sports Network. Murray State leads the OVC at 8-1. Belmont is 1 game back at 7-2. They play each other in Nashville next Saturday. Also, MTSU in second in Conference USA, 2 games behind undefeated Liberty. The Blue Raiders play at Jacksonville State tonight at 6 o'clock.
Did you hit on Dabo Sweeney just going off and calling out Ole Miss for tampering?
No, but we do have some audio that we're going to try to work in here in the 5 o'clock hour when Stoney Keeley is in here. He went in detailed, calling out Pete Golding from Ole Miss.
Emails, text messages, just decided that he was going to go all out.
He said,
going to turn him in.
One of the things he said was Pete Golding texted one of his players while he was in class.
So the player that they're accusing them of tampering with is linebacker Luke Farrelly, and he said sometime this week, and he gave the exact timestamp of the text at 8 a.m. while he was sitting in one of his morning classes, that he got a text from Golding that says, "I got $1 million contract for you."
Yeah, and he said he turned him into the NCAA, which that's not going to get you anywhere.
At 8 a.m.
That's not going to get you anywhere. So he goes public.
And Dabo said, and the text said, "I know you're signed. What's your buyout?" Dabo was like, let me gather all of these receipts.
Yeah.
And let me just go spread them out to the world.
Austin Peay took out Stetson. We will play some of that audio in just a little bit. It's kind of lengthy, so Zeph's trying to cut it up to keep it a little more concise. Austin Peay beat Stetson today, 73-65, and Lipscomb beat Florida Gulf Coast, 86-71. Lipscomb and Austin Peay are 1 game behind undefeated Queens University, so now they are half a game, both of them, behind Queens. Let's do this. Let's take a break and then figure everything out, Zeph. 1, 2. 3HL, powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. Want to tell you about our friends at Buddy Allen Carpet One Floor and Home. They have some really exciting things that are coming up, I think today, as a matter of fact. So you can check them out, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com. More than just carpet, that is for sure. They can really transform your home. Was out there the other day visiting with Zach and Jenna and everybody, Judson and everybody at Buddy Allen Carpet One Floor and Home. Just an incredible Nashville OG company. And they don't just sell carpet. They make floor covering, kitchen, and bath projects simple. From imagination to installation, from hardwood, carpet, tile, and more to stunning kitchen and bathroom remodels that fit your style and budget. Pick your cabinetry, countertops, plumbing fixtures, shower doors, bathtubs, hardware, lighting, and flooring all in one spot. Plus, their design experts walk you through every step. Measurements, materials, and professional installation, so there are no surprises. Just beautiful results the Buddy Allen way. Buddy Allen will help you create spaces that you will be proud to call home. Right now, enjoy special savings on your next kitchen, bath, and flooring project. Just visit the Buddy Allen showroom in Donaldson or schedule a free in-home shopping experience by visiting BuddyAllenCarpet1.com today. That's BuddyAllenCarpet1.com, 2405 Lebanon Pike in Donaldson, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. Yes, indeed, man. We are all here and accounted for, man. I know y'all, yeah, you miss me? Well, guess what? I'm here, man. The people, they got to give the people what they want, Zephyr. So here I am to give the people what they want. Now it's time for me and Zephyr to do the show for the next, it's 5:44 here, for the next hour, 15 minutes. It's the Big Slay and Zephyr show.
Man,
on
how
3HL.
How are you the only one not in the state of Tennessee, but you're the only one here for this segment of the show?
Because it just means more with me right now. That's why. That's why. And I didn't even get to hear that. Did y'all play did you guys get to play the Dabo Swinney?
We have not played any cuts of it yet.
Is he F-bombing and Shiano in there?
No, Dabo doesn't really do that, but he is dropping names and timestamps and receipts, kind of like you do.
I like that.
He's kind of pulling a sleigh on Ole Miss.
And guess what? I respect that. I respect that to the highest to the highest mostest. The highest mostest, if that's a word. Yeah, man. Welcome back into 3HL, though, y'all. We rocking and rolling with you good people, man.
How's
we appreciate
Charlotte,
y'all hanging with us. Man, it's cool, man. Listen, the airport is nuts. My flight just got canceled to Bristol. So that's for Sunday. So I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm in limbo right now. trying to figure out life.
You should do the limbo in limbo.
If I had somebody holding a little stick, Yorl, I would.
I don't know if your hip can.
No, it can't. I answer before you even make it through. And guess what? I found out it's not my hip, Yorl. It's my IT band.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that was
Babsy.
Slay,
What's up, Babsy? How you feeling?
Meh. I've been better.
Are y'all supposed to get weather in Charlotte?
Hell yeah, we're coming right on the heels of Nashville.
Oh, geez, you're gonna be stuck there.
No, man, there's a lot of emails going out right now.
I mean, they're changing game time. So Ole Miss at Kentucky is now at 10 a.m. Central Time.
That's early.
Vanderbilt at Mississippi State moves from 5 o'clock to 11 a.m. in Starkville.
On SEC Network Plus.
Yes, in Starkville, Mississippi. I think that timing's not going to be good because they're under ice storm warning starting at 6 o'clock today. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on there. Georgia and Texas at noon, South Carolina, Texas A&M at noon, Oklahoma, Missouri at 1.
So are you going to have to fill all these time slots in the studio where games would have been?
Listen, I'm new to this. So from the email that I'm looking at, yes, it's 3 additional shows since the games are moved up while we're waiting on the 7:30 Central Time game for Bama and Tennessee. That's the weird part of it. So the majority of our games will be done while we're waiting on the last game that hasn't been moved up. I don't know what they're doing in Tuscaloosa. Are they not supposed to get any snow or anything down there?
I don't guess because they kept that game at 7:30 at night. So I don't know. So are y'all on all day? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Earning your money, Slay. Earning your money.
Yeah.
Even the Preds changed their game time.
Did they?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2:30, and they moved it to 12:30.
Hell, they can play on
Utah.
Broadway. Just put a goal at
right.
4th and 6th.
Here you go, ice.
Or whatever it is.
I'm not sure that change is going to help, though. A lot of these time changes, I'm I don't know how much it's going to help, but
it's not.
We'll see. Yeah. These teams.
Then I'm in a conundrum trying to figure out how to get to Bristol tomorrow night since my flight got canceled Sunday, but still do a late night show on the SEC Network, and then end up in Bristol.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not happening.
Tuscaloosa.
That's what I just said. I said the same thing.
Tuscaloosa, no winter weather. It's just rain 49 and 43.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So in terms of basketball, Vanderbilt has lost 3 in a row. They go to struggling Mississippi State, right? They moved the game up, as we mentioned. What do you like? What do you think about that matchup?
Who you're?
Vanderbilt at Mississippi State.
It's a whole lot of games. I think this is a good bounce back spot for Vanderbilt. The only problem is it's difficult to win on the road, as we know. And Hubbard can get hot, but I'm not sure if they got enough guards. Vanderbilt does as far as throwing at them to deny them and say, "Hey, man, somebody else beat us." Well, and if that's given the opportunity, can they do it? That's the question.
The other thing, home court advantage. I don't know how much of a home court advantage you're going to have during an ice storm warning, right? I don't know how many people are going to be there when the government's literally telling you to stay at home. and there's a basketball game.
Just means more,
It does just mean more. The other game we need to hit you on really is Tennessee at number 17, Alabama. Obviously, the story revolving around a specific professional player that will be available to play and will play. And then now you've got, what's his name, down in Florida going off about that.
Todd Golden.
Todd Golden. For those that didn't hear it, this is what he said about Alabama getting this done with a professional player available now.
They were able to finagle the situation where they got a judge in Alabama that is actually a donor at Alabama to, write a temporary restraining order to allow this guy to play games in Alabama. I think there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily happy about it and don't necessarily agree with it. But, with all this intervention from judges, there's only so much the league can do. There's only so much other member schools in the league can do. And we just need some people to stand up and start taking a stand. And, this guy had a great opportunity. He was at Alabama for 2 years. He played there. He was there during the NIL era. he was aware of what he was giving up by declaring to go to the draft. He stayed in past the date. That has always been, if you stay in and you sign a contract, you're done. So I think this is a slippery slope.
You're going to play them a week from Sunday. Is it a distraction?
We're going to beat him anyways.
Like that?
If he plays, we'll beat him anyways.
I love it. With regard to the Tennessee matchup with Alabama, how do you see that one now?
First of all, that was a great hit by Todd Golden right there, because I just figured out that they moved their game to a Sunday on ABC.
Oh, they did?
It's the only game on ABC that Sunday. So you talk about building it up, like that's how you build it up. Now, don't forget, he's from the school of Bruce Pearl, so you're talking about selling. He know how to sell. But I do think it's going to be an interesting matchup, man. How much he plays, you know what I mean, and what he does to affect Alabama moving forward. Like, I do think one thing about it, Sherrell has been a guy, the big man, to be able to settle in the spot, having 20 and 10 back-to-back games and being able to be an enforcer down low. It does add to his game, being able to stretch the floor. You know who the guards are when you talk about Phylon and all these guys. Aiden Holloway, Right Sale, I heard, is supposed to play. He just missed 3 games, so you're getting that added foul power and leadership ability. So it's up to Tennessee right now to go and answer the bell. I think it's the guard play. We know what it is, but the front court got to show up too. Just like we were talking about Vanderbilt, the production not being what it needed to be for them to go and compete. It's the same thing for Tennessee. You got to get some front court production from Felix Okpara, Jalen Carey, JP Estrella at some point, and also Big Dwayne Brown. So if you can get those guys without having to move Nate Ament to the 4 and just do that when you want to do it and not out of necessity, you got something good coming with this group. It's going to be a good game, though, I believe.
All 16 teams in action tomorrow. By the way, I did look up Starkville, Mississippi. The ice doesn't hit until later in the day there, so they should be okay with just rain there. But we'll be watching SEC Network. Ron Slay all over it. Love you, bro.
Love y'all too, man. Babsy, get well. MedicalHouseCalls.com.
Yeah. I got a steroid and antibiotics.
Oh, you ready then? There you go.
Rocking
That's
it.
my girl.
I was wondering why she brought a dumbbell. She's like been pumping iron over here.
Hey, real quick before y'all get me off. Hey, man, the coldest picture that needs to be circulating the internet right now is baby Babs going to school. What was it, old school day or something, Babs, at our school?
Oh, yes.
I haven't seen
it's
it.
100th day of school.
I haven't seen it. I can't wait to see it.
Hey, man, Babs and Harder, they have a entertainer. You hear me? This is a full-fledged, I thought it was just an entertainer as far as music-wise and dancing, but we now know we have an actor too, man. Like, dude, watch when you see this pose, when you look at this picture.
Stop with all the like, tennis and gymnastics and all that stuff. Dude, go down the other path.
We're going to Hollywood, dog.
Yeah, we're going to
Hollywood. I love it.
See you, Slay Dog.
All right, y'all. Love y'all.
All right, love you, man.
I'll tell you a funny story, actually, real quick.
Okay.
So yesterday we had to hit doctor appointments. And so I did mine first because that's what worked out timing-wise, right? Hers was second because everybody's sick. So she goes into the corner and starts fake crying. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? Yours is first. I'm never first. I'm never going to be first. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Your appointment is first. And I'm like, you're not even real crying. Like, this is a complete
wasn't feeling
act.
well.
Oh, no. It was completely acting.
Well, we'll see what the winter weather acts like this weekend. Will Minkoff, National Severe Weather, joins us now. Will, what's up? How are you?
Not bad at all. How are you guys?
Doing well. So for those new to Nashville, you guys watch the line of demarcation basically with ice and rain and sleet and freezing rain and snow and all those things. And this storm's no different, right? Despite the fact that the temperatures are well below freezing.
Yeah, it's a complex forecast. It has been since the very start. I know, we started the week with these ridiculous snowfall accumulation, stories that we were going to get 20 inches of snow. And it's really kind of whittled down to we're going to see all 3 forms of winter precipitation, snow, sleet, ice, probably in the span of a single day.
Which does hold the snow totals down. If it was all snow, we could see a really historic kind of snowfall maybe. But
that's right.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
so when do you anticipate, like, how much is it? I-40 kind of where the thing is?
I-40 is a good reference point. North of I-40, we think between 3 to 7 inches of snow. It could even get a little bit higher than that up towards the Tennessee border. And then to the south, and especially south and west of Nashville, really ice is the big concern. And it's not just a little bit of ice. We could see anywhere between a quarter to a half inch of ice, maybe even more than that. And when that occurs, really destructive. It's hard on our utility system. It's also really hard on the roads, and will make life very difficult through the weekend if that's what we wind up getting.
Yeah, half an inch of ice is a very, very serious thing, right?
Yeah, big deal. Yep.
Yeah. So,
yeah, and why that is because the ice hangs on power lines, hangs on trees, tree limbs, telephone poles, et cetera, makes them heavier than they normally are. And with any good gust of wind, that can snap that tree branch right off, drop it on a power line, and the street's then without power. And that's going to happen with an estimated half an inch of ice. That's what's going to happen around Middle Tennessee. So folks really should be prepared with some type of backup power, backup heating source, a place they can go if they do lose power, and really be prepared for it. You're going to have at least the first part of the morning tomorrow to finish any preparation that you have. Snow really won't get to, the Davidson and Williamson County area until probably 8 or 9 in the morning. And even then, not going to be too impactful. But once the ice starts up in the afternoon, that's when we're going to see some real havoc out on the roadways.
It's amazing how much all of this has changed in the last 3 days, Like how sure are we at this point? Is it close enough to be pretty accurate, you think?
Yeah, so the closer we get, the better we can see. And so when we started this week out looking at some long-range global models, they don't have a real high resolution for what's going to happen. They know something's going to happen and it's going to be cold, and it does its best job to estimate that. And as we get closer, we get higher and higher resolution out of our forecast tools, and we can now, better predict exactly what the accumulations are going to look like, timing, modality of the winter weather, et cetera.
Yep, winter storm warning and ice storm warning, Southwest Middle Tennessee and on down to Mississippi. For those that don't, yes, for those that don't know, because I know a lot of people are wondering, like, if the temperature is going to be 24, 25, 26 degrees, why is it not just all snow?
Yeah, that's a question we've been answering a lot today on our socials. So if you think of the atmosphere above us, first of all, it behaves like a liquid. And if you imagine getting into the ocean and you jump in and the water's a certain temperature, you go down a little bit and it's a different temperature, or you move left or right, you find a warm spot, the atmosphere behaves the same way. And so the prediction is, the forecast is for a layer of air above us to be above 32 degrees, melt whatever snow is falling out of the clouds back into water, and then it doesn't have time to refreeze before it hits a surface at the ground level that is below 32, and it instantly turns into ice. That's the big problem with this forecast, is that if that really does occur and we do get, like we were talking earlier, half an inch of ice, it can be really destructive.
Man.
Makes sense.
So if it was all snow, we could have walked away potentially, what? I gotcha. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it, man. Nashville Severe Weather is the site you need to go to. At
Thanks
Nash
as always, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks,
at
Will.
Nash Severe WX. When we come back, more Titan stuff. Stoney Keeley from Football and Other F Words will be in studio. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? Brentwood Jewelry. That's where you need to head to. You can go to BrentwoodJewelry.com, too, on your handheld devices, laptops, whatever it may be. And we're going to just browse through exactly what they got, man. It's going to make you smile. It's going to make you smile on the inside. And then when you get inside Brentwood Jewelry, then you'll really know why you're smiling because, yeah, it's everything you're looking for when it comes to style exceptional, deals exceptional every single day for over 50 years. Go to 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Engagements, they got you covered. Bracelets, charms, whatever it may be, earrings, watches. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, speaking of watches, you know they're the premier timepiece dealer in Brentwood Jewelry, right? You know that? Not only do they have the best selection in watches, but they are also the go-to spot for pre-owned Rolexes. So vintage or current models, get over there on the fine pre-owned Rolex for the fraction of the cost. All you got to do is go to BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Good evening. It's 5:04. I'm Joe Spanano, live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Down Studios. In Titans news today, multiple reports coming out about potential coordinator candidates that the Titans are speaking to or want to speak to, including for offensive coordinator, former Titans OC Arthur Smith, and for defensive coordinator, Cowboys defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton, and Bears DBs coach and pass game coordinator Al Harris. In NFL news today, the Bills have added multiple names to their head coach search with interviews with former NFL quarterback Phillip Rivers and former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, who was reportedly set to become the Chargers OC. Today it broke that the college football playoff is staying at 12 teams for 2026. The only changes in format are auto bids to Power 4 champs regardless of ranking, and Notre Dame is guaranteed an at-large bid if ranked within the top 12 of the final poll. This weekend in college hoops, number 15 Vandy tries to avoid a fourth straight loss as they go to Mississippi State at 11 a.m. And Tennessee heads on the road to number 17 Alabama. Tip-off at 7:30 with the Ball Network. Call the game right here on The Zone. For every Foundation repair, whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home, the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three, tell 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Friday. Head on swivel this weekend. Winter weather coming. We just had Will Minkoff on from National Severe Weather. That is a great follow for Middle Tennesseans to keep up to date with all of the detailed information with regard to what's coming and what is happening and all of those things. Nash Severe WX is where you can follow those guys. Babsy is here. She's ready.
What up? Let's go. Happy Friday. I got my beanie on. I got my Uggs on. I'm ready. Ready.
Are Uggs like warm enough to where like your feet just sit there in sweat?
No. I mean, they could.
Yeah?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Very good. Executive
like
producer of
sheepskin.
3HLSF.
What's up?
Slay Dog is in Charlotte. You can catch him on the SEC Network tomorrow while, you sit around and eat chili or whatever it is you do. Stoney Keeley, football and other F words, among other things, is in studio.
There we go.
He's got
Ready
his
to
own
do
intro.
it.
He does. We had you on earlier in the week, and we're glad that you could come spend some time in studio. We got your initial
Anytime.
reaction with the Robert Saleh hiring. You've had some time to think about it and do some more research. Where are you with Robert Saleh as Titans head coach in that decision?
I think this is a take I've been cooking up with Zach. I've been texting Zach back and forth today, and I think we're kind of overrating the defensive impact and the scheme aspect of Robert Saleh, head coach of the Tennessee Titans, because the talk all week has been like, 4-3 defense with cover 3 behind it, sprinkle in some quarters, some cover 4, that kind of stuff. But I think if you really get into the weeds of what he did, he was empowered to run that system because he had guys like Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. Like, when you play a lot of zone, the idea is you're going to rush 4, you drop 7 into coverage. That's 7 different zones. You've got bodies all over the field, and you're making the offense try to attack the space in between people. Now, when you have guys that are rangy, like Fred Warner, like Dre Greenlaw, that's when that system really hits. When he didn't have those guys, albeit due to injuries, he started changing some things up a little bit. More 5-man fronts this year, blitzed a little bit more, a little more aggressive, played a little more man coverage this year. And I think it's a testament to his willingness to evolve to what his personnel is.
Okay, so that's interesting. So a little bit different this year. So you're saying, this is what I think from what you're saying, and I'm not very smart, but he was able to adjust to not having a bunch of dudes.
Yes.
Which, guess what? They don't have a bunch of dudes.
You got Jeff Simmons, buddy.
Yeah.
You got Jeffrey Simmons, buddy.
Yeah.
But I think
De'Mondre Sweat, Cedric Gray. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Kevin Winston will be a good player.
I think Kevin Winston is going to cook in this system.
Corners?
You do.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, the way he does it, and I kind of want to peel this back a little bit. I don't know how nerdy you guys want to get today.
Very.
But
Get it.
To peel this back, what cover 3 is for people that might not know, because we've been saying it all week, and like I heard Coach Mack on Buck's show today talking about the man match cover 3, which is a different layer. Basically, like, you're taking the field and dividing it up left to right into 3 different zones, and you're putting a defensive back in that deep zone to take away big plays. You have 4 shorter zones underneath it, and there's your 7 guys. You introduce the man match concept, And it gets a little bit tricky because there are certain rules where you're dropping back to a zone, but if X happens, then I adjust by Y. And so the easiest way to think of it is 2 wide receivers out to the left of a formation. If you're the outside corner and your rule in this defense is if this wide receiver runs deeper than 5 yards, I'm turning and running upfield with him. You can do that, and it's effective, and it throws the offense off because they're expecting your typical defense. They think it's zone. They think they've got the matchup, whatever. You can only execute that successfully if the guy in the slot next to you covering the other wide receiver out left in this instance, if he knows, hey, if this guy goes 5 yards upfield, I'm going with him. So then if his receiver in the slot breaks out, he's got to know nobody's going to be there because I've run with him. You need smart football players to execute this. This is something that Mike Vrabel and Shane Bowen did a lot of. When the personnel was great, it hit. When they struggled, what did we hear? Communication, such a big problem. You've got to have communicators in your secondary. You've got to have smart guys that can understand their rules, when to apply them, that sort of thing. And you've got to have a coach that is able to teach this stuff, which to me is the underlying thing with Saleh. Sure, he's a culture guy, energy, identity, and all that. But I think people are underrating how good of a teacher he has been with his defenses because he can take these complex coverages with all these rules and get his defense on the same page. And I think that's something where you look at just the foundational skill there, being able to teach. That is what I think he's going to look at the personnel that he has. They're going to build it out through free agency, through the draft, and he's going to build the defense based on what he has. I don't think it's necessarily just going to be, we got to run the 4-3 front with a cover 3 unit behind it.
So he's going to have to adjust until he gets his pieces.
Yeah, because listen, man,
there will be an adjustment period.
Like Cedric Gray had a hell of a year, but pass coverage is still his weakness.
Right.
He is a thumper. He is a run defender. You need guys like that. I vote in the PFWA awards, and I had him as one of the all-pro linebackers on my ballot. I thought he had that good of a season. It's not his strength to go sideline to sideline to cover these guys, understand these rules, switch off responsibilities. We just haven't seen him do that on tape. And, you know, Cody Barton's kind of the same way. Like this unit was built in 2025 to try and stop the run because they knew they were going to have a little bit of a weaker unit on that side of the ball. So they thought, let's not let teams run all over us and let's design pass rush by volume. So that's where the team is kind of built right now, and it doesn't really mesh well with what Saleh has done historically. So I think he's capable of evolving, tweaking the defense, and I think it's something he's going to do.
Love it. Football Nerd Hour.
You also have your big old book of draft guys, and there are quite a few in there that could help.
I don't know if
him be able to do what he wants to do.
On camera, I'm holding it up. This is only I'm only about a third of the way done, maybe a fourth of the way done.
How many players are evaluated?
I think I've watched at least one game of 100 guys, around 100, and I've watched 3 games on about 60.
By the way, Stoney does have another full-time job.
Yeah, I do. I stay in the doghouse with my wife because I put in my 8 hours at the day job, and then she comes home at night, and I'm like, I got to go watch film on this running back out of Washington, and just the look on her face, she's like, "You're not going to sit and watch a movie with me?" And I'm like, "No," but now I'm here, so I'm like, it's not just me doing this for fun. I'm like, it's the station there.
It's great content. It is absolutely great content. More with Stoney in just a second. Larissa in Nashville next up. Larissa, what's up?
Hi, everybody. Please stay safe and stay warm. Be kind. Check on one another. And I was saying to Seth, I said, I don't know if before he was part of the team, I got stuck. And even though I am a first responder in healthcare, it's like I got stuck. And I don't know if you guys recall, man.
I remember that.
When I said, yeah, and my dog and I take it seriously because I really didn't at that time, Don. And, but it is for real. So everyone just check on one another. And real quickly, I'm sorry, you guys got to put Bully on as much as possible. He brings it.
He was great.
He's so good, I know.
Yeah.
And Don, don't kill Saf, by the way. He's lovely. And, again,
He's lovely.
I was like, so you know what they did yesterday, girl? So
yeah.
I know, that's what happens when I'm not there.
We told her a little bit.
I know. But real quickly, Mayor was being so diplomatic that urology, I was trying my best not to be on the floor laughing. I'm like, we're all going to get fired. We're done. I love this station. You guys make our hearts smile.
Thank you, Larissa. That's the goal.
Thanks,
all right,
Larissa.
be safe. You live and learn. All right, when we come back, we'll get into some of the draft talk and talk more Titans football. Also, you've been doing some studying of potential offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that as well. Stoney Keeley in Studio 3, HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Listen up, man. Your back's been out there barking. You need to go tell it to stop barking. But if your neck's stiff, your hips feel a little tight, like you just been sitting for too long, probably got a desk job or something like that where you can't get up and get active, it happens to the best of us. It's time to slay that pain, people. You need to go to the Joint Chiropractic of Middle Tennessee. They got 17 locations for you to choose from, so they're open all day, evenings and weekend. And I'm going to be honest, man, I went in, and it's never really a wait. You can do it appointment only if you want to, but there's no appointment needed. That's what you got to understand. No insurance, no worries. You just walk in. Like I said, no appointment needed, and new patients, get this. You're getting the consultation, the exam, and adjustment for $29. And after that, adjustments as low as $18. That right there, easy finish. Headaches, back pain, neck pain, whatever slowing you down, the Joint's got your back. Literally, go to thejoint.com to find your spot, get in, get adjusted, and get back to living.
I'm Ken Weaver. That boy Ken.
Dude, Kenny is on fire right now.
Man, we need Ken Weaver traffic updates on the weekend. That's what we need. Can we just call him?
I'm Ken Weaver.
I'm Ken Weaver.
Can he put like voice stuff out on Instagram or something?
Maybe.
Rex everywhere.
Don't drive. I'm Ken Weaver.
We literally say that to him when we see him in the hall. I think he likes it.
You think?
Yes, I do.
What if he just hates it? And he's like, I can't believe these people are just screaming my name in the hallways.
He always smiles. Brent Norton on Davenport. Zeph Dog is here. Stoney Keeley in the house.
Here we are.
People loving the Oilers hat.
Yeah, man, I get it all the time, and I can't like I can't. I didn't. It was a Christmas gift for me, so like I can't be like, yeah, just go down to the hat shop and pick one up. I'm
Who
like,
gave it to you? Zach Lyons?
A cousin of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my cousin did.
Real quick, are you on this conspiracy theory that they're going to change the logo or uniforms sometime this year?
I haven't dug into all that yet. But
Zeph's got a uniform guy he follows that.
I get some people that are texting me like, what do you know about this? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just watch film, buddy. I don't know what's going on with the uniforms. I ain't in that deep.
Real quick, we were following this story. Blades Brown, who is 18 years old from Nashville, went to Brentwood Academy, played in the Corn Ferry Tour this week, finished up on Wednesday. Then Thursday goes to the American Express tournament in California, and he went 12 under par today, 60 course record, and is tied for first halfway through the tournament with Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, he was
at 17 under par.
One putt away from the 15th 59 in PGA Tour history.
Yeah, I think that got him because it was a short putt, and he missed it.
At 18 years old, he could have been a part of history.
So y'all put a little side eye on that deal this weekend. See what Blades Brown can do. I guess he'll be teeing off with Scotty Scheffler. No pressure on that.
What's up, kid?
Hey, man.
Let's go play some golf.
But when you're that age, when you're 18, like you're
You got enough confidence.
Yeah.
Like, hey, watch this, Scotty.
Like you haven't been beaten down by the real world yet, you know.
Also, his name is Blades. That is amazing. I love this.
His iron play's got to be like top notch.
Shout out to our friend Aaron Rice who alerted us to this storyline.
Real quick, before we do this, did you guys see the Mike Vrabel reporter asked him how has Daryl Taylor gotten acclimated so far? And Vrabes answers, yeah, we released Daryl Taylor. We'll put that out here at 4:00, so not very well.
You have the audio of this?
Yeah, this is what it sounded like.
I want us to hear this.
So, Mike Vrabel.
How's Daryl Taylor gotten acclimated so far? Yeah, we released Daryl Taylor. We'll put that out here at 4:00, so not very well.
Cold world.
You didn't have to put not very well in there. Come on, man.
He could have left it in that.
We released
What's
him.
funny
You'll
with
get
that is they signed him before they played the Houston Texans. And do you know where Daryl Taylor was before?
Of course.
The Houston Texans.
That's a true, well, every coach move, but that is definitely a true Vrabel move.
Mike, wonder why you released them. You were done with them.
So Stoney Keeley and Zach Lyons are headed to the Senior Bowl thanks to Lyons Chevrolet?
Ford.
There we go. Lions Ford. Thank
Lions
you.
Ford. Yeah.
Lions Ford.
Close.
Yeah. Well, you need it.
Yeah.
When are you guys going?
We're supposed to be going out Monday morning.
Lions
So
Ford.
I don't know how that's going to happen.
Zach, you said Zach was very confident about getting out of here.
Zach said, "Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry, buddy. I'm coming to pick you up." But I don't know if Zach can get in and out of my neighborhood. There's a couple big hills, so I'm like, you know what? If I got to load up my bags and walk half a mile to get out of my neighborhood in the snow.
Please video that for us.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll just go live on TikTok or something.
There you go.
It's so funny you said
large
that.
flask, brown water.
There we go.
That'll keep you warm.
I can manage that. And then I think, man, if we can just hit northern
For you,
Alabama.
not Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can just hit northern Alabama and hit like Birmingham area.
Yeah.
You're good.
I think we're good the rest of the way, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you
know.
got to get there, Stoney.
Yeah.
It's funny you said you were willing to walk because Don literally said not even an hour ago, I'm not walking.
Nope. Nope.
I'm gonna do what I got to do to get down to Mobile. Senior Bowl, I don't want to make my life sound sad or anything.
It's
but
Disney World for you.
It's Disney World. It is like football. It's football heaven. You're just around the game all day, every day. And Zach and I, when we get together, it just annoys the crap out of our wives because we will not shut up about football. And so we don't have. There's no governor on us.
Yeah,
we just football for 5 straight hours on the way down there.
Did you say you have a Robert Saleh Senior Bowl story?
Yeah. So the first time I went down to cover the Senior Bowl, they have a parade on Friday night. Friday's the off day. Most of the media goes home on Thursday after the Thursday practice. But Zach and I stick around for the game, and that off day on Friday is just we would just hitch a ride into town, hit up as many breweries and restaurants, and let
loose.
Whatever happens kind of deal. They always do the parade with the players and the coaches the Friday night, and so the first year I was down there,
They know how to do a parade in Mobile. This is where Mardi Gras started.
Yeah. I was with my buddy Stephen McCash. We were covering it for Sobros Network at the time, and we had a few libations downtown Mobile, and we're like, let's go check out the player parade. And they get out there, and these players are walking through the street, and my vision's a little blurry, and they're chucking moon pies and Reese's and everything at you. And some of them are like, it seems like this is a sport, like you are trying to take somebody out. McCash somebody threw an entire box of moon pies, and it hit my buddy McCash right in the side of the head. But I look up, and here comes this float, and it's just Robert Saleh. He was one of the coaches in the game, and it's just like you look up at the guy, and it's like immediately you're like, oh, I need to be serious right now. It's that kind of vibe. And we lock eyes. And I hold my hand out, like, toss me one. And he throws me a moon pie. And that sucker popped in my hand. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like that. And so I thought.
Did you throw it back at him?
Like, this guy is going to turn around the New York Jets. And it didn't happen. So now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, that's the energy. He's going to turn around the Tennessee
moon
Titans.
Pie, Nashville. I mean, aren't moon pies made here?
Yeah. And he didn't. I mean, he didn't get to choose his quarterback, with the Jets. He got stuck with Zach Wilson. But
he's not choosing his quarterback here either.
No, but
maybe he is.
But he wanted the job because, in part, of the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. What would you guys say? Is Cam Ward the best quarterback he's worked with?
I mean, he's better than Zach Wilson.
I think the conversation's Rodgers, and I mean, do you take
Rodgers at that point?
Rodgers at that point versus Cam now? Like, I don't know. I think
but what did he have Rodgers for?
Yeah,
7 plays.
Yeah,
long enough to tear his knee open.
Exactly.
So
I feel like
Achilles.
you can't count that.
It was. Yeah, you're right.
So the Titans offensive coordinator hire, obviously vitally important to development of Cam Ward with a defensive play calling head coach. Potential targets: Packers offensive coordinator Adam Stenavich, Bobby Slowick, Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Dable, well documented there. Arthur Smith, a lot of people down on Arthur Smith. Where are you with some of these guys?
Yeah, it's a really interesting conversation because I think, we have the angle that this is essentially going to be the head coach of the offense. It's not going to be like Robert Saleh is not going to be heavily involved on that side of the ball. So maybe you need an experienced guy. And maybe that is where somebody like Daboll or Kingsbury comes into the conversation here. But if you can't get those guys, because maybe Kingsbury takes a different job, maybe Daboll becomes the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, and you still want that experience, that's where I think you get into that tier of Arthur Smith. And we talked about him the other day, and I think like there are some good things about his offense. I think he runs a lot of zone runs, which the Titans ran more of down the stretch this year, and they were more successful. A lot of multiple tight end sets, and part of that is to help block the run, establish that physical identity. Part of that is to create mismatches, like get the guys like Jonnu Smith on a safety, win that matchup down the field, that sort of thing. And then taking play action chunk shots off of that, which is what we talked about the other day, like the shots to A.J. Brown when he was with Tennessee. Like, that's all well and good, and I think it establishes an identity. It's a pretty simple offense, and I think the big problem with it right now is it's an offense that's kind of predicated on your personnel. If you got good personnel, it's a good offense. If you don't have good personnel, well, we've seen what happened in Atlanta. So I think that's where do you weigh the experience and the upside? That's the scale. And I don't know what the upside is with an Arthur Smith offense, but I think it's probably safer to go with a guy like that than a first-time play caller. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on Arthur Smith. It's not as much doomsday scenario as some of the fans are making it out to be, but
Titans fans are anti-Art.
I still think like there's a higher ceiling to be had with some of these other guys.
So if it's Arthur Smith or a first-time play caller, you would feel more comfortable with Arthur Smith.
I think I wouldn't have any reservations about taking a first-time play caller, especially if it's Stenavich from the Packers.
Okay.
Like I'm good with that, but it doesn't sound, I don't know how good they are with that because it kind of sounds like they want an experienced guy. And most
you've
of
also
these
been burned.
Yeah, most of these.
Although it is different that it's not a head coach trying to call offensive plays and
I agree.
And fast game movement operation type things happen. It's more of a traditional setting. So maybe a first time guy, a little different.
It
than
makes
that.
me nervous.
It makes you nervous.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
is there another guy that
because
you like?
You've got a head coach who is a defensive-minded guy who's going to be allegedly calling the defense, right?
Yeah.
You have to have an OC that can handle all of it, and I mean, I understand that Saleh's going to be involved, right? But it's going to be busy.
Yeah, I really like Brian Daboll, and I give Blaine and Zach a lot of credit because on Wednesday's show, they really went through his coaching resume and like some of the systems he's come from, like coming up in the New England system where it's, throw to score, run to win kind of philosophy, multiple tight ends, that sort of thing, doing some like spread stuff down at Alabama when he was in the college ranks back then, doing some of the RPO stuff with Jackson Dart last year. With Buffalo, Josh Allen kind of tinkering things. Like I feel like he's a guy that has experience in multiple systems, isn't just good at one thing, and has a track record of adapting his offense to the players, to the quarterback that he has. So I would be all in on Daboll, and I'm really interested in the Bobby Slowick conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was not a very pleasant exit in Houston, and him and CJ Stroud did not have the best relationship. But now, like a couple of years later, we're looking back on it and what CJ Stroud is doing in the Texans offense now, and it's pretty easy to say his best year was with that first year with Bobby Slowick. So I would be open to that as well. It's a guy that has play calling experience. It's kind of the best of both worlds with a guy like that because he does have the play calling experience, but he is still like a young up and coming coach in this league. So
do you think they're slow walking this because they are waiting to see what happens in Buffalo?
That's what
I mean, you could still have conversations, but they don't seem to be in a hurry to do it.
That's what it feels like. I mean, it really is. And then you had the report, I think it was Diana Rossini, that said the expectation is if he's not the coach in Buffalo, he's going to be the OC in Tennessee. So,
and Saleh's press conference is not till Wednesday, which is interesting too.
Yeah.
So Man, they would probably like to have some of that locked in.
I was hoping we'd know by the Senior Bowl. It might give us a clue as to some guys to watch down there, but I don't know. We'll see.
I know you got to watch a whole lot of people because there are a whole lot of needs on this roster.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, ain't that the truth?
So you're going to be busy.
Yeah. So what's deep positionally this year?
Oh, this is an edge rush class that I'm at this point I'm a dozen to 15 guys into, and I've watched one prospect so far that I'm like, ooh, it's going to be tough for him to make it in the NFL.
Really?
It is deep.
Out of 15 dudes.
I'm not saying
that's not normal.
It's not. No, it's not. I mean, this is like they should double up on the position in this draft, and they might get 2 quality guys. I've been really impressed by the quality. Now, I'm not saying that there's 15 Pro Bowlers in this class, but I just mean like there are some really high upside guys at the top of the class. You've got your Reuben Baines, your David Baileys. I don't really know what Arvell Reese is at the next level, but he's a really twitchy, interesting player. Keldrick Falk out of Auburn, I'm a huge fan of. But then, like, there's this class of guys that are just, like, awesome straight-line power rushers that are probably going to be available day 2, even into day 3. And that's one of the skills that if you can win with power at the college level, it tends to translate pretty well. Like that's a move that you can win with at both levels. So
that's what Cosell always says.
Yeah, and it's
and that's
really,
what he says about Ruben Bain. He said, despite the arm length, and you're going to hear all about that. He goes, this player has complete power.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it's fun to watch when he's on. It's something else. But I think there are some guys that even on day 3, you're looking at guys that you can bring in that are going to compete and make this room better. And I'm just blown away by it. I think it's also a pretty deep draft at safety and cornerback.
Good
too. So it kind of, which I was looking at this class
a
year ago.
Corners.
Yeah, they do. They have like 4 or 5 maybe. I was looking at this class a year ago, and I thought to myself, I wonder if this is why they didn't treat the edge position with more urgency than just adding Femi Oladejo on night 2 of the draft, because you look ahead, and I know like people will say, oh, you never live for next year because a million things could happen between now and then, but just the sheer volume of pass rushers in this draft class, I can't help but wonder if there wasn't a part, because I was looking at it and saying, oh man, next year's edge class, you're going to be able to get a guy any round you want to fit your need. And I don't know. I'd be curious.
Wide receiver's going to be that way next year. What do you think about David Bailey?
David Bailey, I like him quite a bit. He is currently my top edge in the class. You talk about a guy that has the skill set, the pass rush toolkit. He can win with a bunch of different moves. Long arm, rip move. He's got a spin move. He's quick. He's twitchy. I think he's a better edge defender than some people think. The run defense has been a big question mark for him, but honestly, the tape I've watched of him so far, it hasn't seemed like that big of an issue to me. I don't get the sense that he's the liability that some think that he is. To me, he looks like the most complete edge rusher in this class. Like, I have the fewest question marks about him right now.
Interesting. Yeah, his tape's phenomenal. So when you're evaluating edge rusher, do you look for a different type of player physically or skill set wise now with this 4-3? I know the hybrid stuff and all that, but compared with the 3-4 that they've been running? Yeah.
I mean, look at Robert Saleh's defense. It's been predicated on coverage holding, rangy players in the defensive backfield, and then power rushers up front. So like these big, thick guys that can win with the power moves. So, that does kind of, you look at the tape and you're kind of thinking, that's kind of Ruben Bain right now.
Yeah.
So I do wonder, to go back to what we talked about earlier, if he is trying to implement more of what he has run historically, Bain is probably the guy. But would he be tempted to take maybe the skill set of a David Bailey and work him in, or maybe the versatility of an Arvell Reese who could rush the passer, but also has the athletic ability to drop into coverage and maybe be your Dre Greenlaw or your Fred Warner or something like that for this defense. So I absolutely think it's something. You talk about the scheme and what he wants to run that could factor into the conversation.
Or he could go wide receiver. We'll talk about that position group when we come back. Stoney Keeley with us. Quarterback needs toys, right? We'll be right back. 3HL.
Yes.
Powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. United Structural Systems is a foundation repair and waterproofing company that has served the Middle Tennessee area since 1994. What comes to mind when you think of home? Maybe it's meals around the kitchen table. Maybe it's movie nights on the couch, or the feeling of walking through the door and knowing that you are safe. Home is where life happens, and at the center of it all is your home's foundation. At USS, they understand how important that foundation is to your life and how much trust it takes when you need help protecting it. Now, January is a wet month. We know that, and we've already seen it. So when water starts showing up where it does not belong, in your basement or your crawl space, it can quickly become a serious problem. And figuring out where the water is coming from, that can be a nightmare. It can come from poor drainage, small cracks in your foundation walls, or even a hidden plumbing leak. The team at USS, they are a team of experts, and they will find out why your basement or crawl space is wet, then create a customized plan to fix it the right way and with a lifetime warranty. At United Structural Systems, they're more than a team of problem solvers. They are your neighbors, and they care about their customers. Visit USSTN.com to learn more, or call 615-488-7855. At USS, we're more than waterproofing. We're committed. We're trustworthy. We are USS.
Oh, look, it's that time again. Hey, you on my mind again. World class international. Telling me in Nashville. And it's not up for discussion, just a lot of walking buckets. One player get that medal. 4 weeks, it's all or nothing. We made the rules how we play right now. Give me the ball in my hand right now. Tell them to keep it a band right now. I think we hot in demand right now. Yeah, rise to the challenge, never ran from them. The roster filled with champions. The music still be selling. This is our court, our game. Our court, our game. Our court, our game. Our court, our game.
I literally just had this song stuck in my head this morning. I don't even know why. Yeah, it's weird when you have a song stuck in your head that you didn't even hear. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, I've heard this song a billion times, but I didn't hear it today, but it still got stuck in my head.
That's like a glitch in the Matrix or something. Yeah. There's a dimension in the multiverse somewhere where you've just been blasting this song all day, and that's what it's triggering in this universe.
Shout out Scott Stepp, who is a Nashvilleian.
How about that?
615-737-1045 is the number. Stoney Keeley in studio, headed to the Senior Bowl, thanks to Lyons Ford. And Zach Lyons, he said he's going to drive no matter what.
He did. And listen, when that man says something, I believe it. That kind of guy.
We talked about edge rusher. You said lots of corners, which they need multiple corner picks in this draft. Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
One of the questions I keep coming up with, if the number one wide receiver on the board and the number one edge rusher on the board are there at 4, which way do you go? And you know, whatever your favorite guy is. I know a lot of people love David Bailey, but where are we with wide receivers with this class?
It's a really interesting class because the top 3 consensus at the moment, wide receivers are all very different wide receivers. You have Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State that has a pretty extensive injury history. Now, some of it, you know, you could argue doesn't really affect playing receiver, but still don't love the fact that the guy has missed a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Carnell Tate, who, I mean,
You
to
don't
me,
love, right?
I don't like,
Yeah.
if you're drafting a guy at 4 overall, I need you to be really dominant athletically. And I don't think that's the case with Tate. I don't think he separates at a high enough level. And that is something that will really, you know, tip the alarm, so to speak. If you can't separate, if you can't just run right by guys in college, what's going to happen when you get to the NFL?
Yeah.
So that's a huge red flag for me, but I kind of like him. Go ahead.
But
Sorry.
on top of that, when you're looking at the Titans and what they have had wide receiver wise, like that's kind of something they need.
Yeah,
I mean that's
a
something
guy
that is important.
Yeah, like a guy that can really stretch the field, like just add playmakers. And I think Tate is more of, I think he's a contested catch guy. He's got a wide catch radius because he's got the wingspan. I mean, he can catch the ball away from his frame, pluck it out of the sky. Pretty reliable guy, pretty smooth guy. I just wouldn't say that he's an elite separator. And then you have Mekhi Lemon out of USC, who is kind of the gadgety guy. He's a little slippery. He can run right by guys, but he doesn't have the size and he doesn't have that physicality, that contested catch ability. So I really do think that it is kind of pick your flavor, because Jordan Tyson's skill set is more of the refined route runner, really good speed traits when he's healthy, can do just about anything, looks like the most complete receiving prospect in the draft. It's just a matter of how many games he's going to miss every season. So if you have an established receiving core and you can take that risk, by all means, like if it works out, you've got a weapon. If you've got speed and you kind of need a size guy, contested catch guy, Carnell Tate's probably your guy. If you just need a playmaker, a guy that you can move around and can get downfield, Lemon is probably your guy. And I think where the Titans are at right now, you could probably make an argument for any of these guys. Like they just need more weapons on offense.
So Tyson, though, he's run the gamut of injuries from like ACL, MCL, random collarbone. But then this past year it was a hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got ugly. the other injuries, but then you've got the soft tissue.
I'm not messing with that.
That always sends up the red flags.
Not at 4 for sure. Like I if you can trade back and you pick up an extra first, and he falls because of this to like the mid 20s, I'd probably take a flyer on the guy, but. How likely is that to happen? I don't know. It takes 2 to tango. We can't just assume, just trade back. So it complicates things.
Interesting. What else? So corner, edge.
Yeah.
What about the trenches? What about offensive line, defensive line?
It's a weak class to need an offensive tackle.
Because Cushenberry is a topic today, right? Like they can save a lot of money by cutting him. So I wonder what they do there.
This center class is not the most inspiring. And I think for me, I've watched one guy that I'm like, yeah, that's a slam dunk. And that's Connor Lew out of Auburn, who, Don, you might be able to remind me what his season-ending injury was. I don't even know if Connor Lew has officially declared for the draft yet either. So
I quit caring.
She's like, all my guys are in the portal anyway.
Yeah, everybody left anyway. I don't know.
He looks like a pro, but there's other centers in this class that are just developmental guys that they're not gonna see the field quickly. I like this guard class because there are so many offensive tackles that are probably going to get
Actually
kicked
guards.
inside to
Yeah.
guard at the next level.
Which the Titans need one.
So I think if you're looking for an offensive tackle, this might be a good class to like wait until day 3 because you've got J.C. Latham, you've got Dan Moore. Maybe you want to start thinking about the tackle of the future because you don't know what's going to happen with those guys. So you snag a guy late and you've got time to develop him. Maybe that works. I think if they're going offensive line, the strength of this draft aligns with their need at right guard. There's a wealth of options for them to kick inside there.
I can't get out of my head Big Jeff consistently the last few years saying, I want to be here.
Yeah.
I want to finish my career here. I want to stay here. But damn it, you got to get me some help high in the draft.
I think they're going edge rusher at 4 because it's hard for me.
You have to, right?
It's hard for me to see a scenario where there's not a guy there that's deserving of the pick, that has the good tape, that has the traits, that can fit in this system, and has a little bit of an edge to him. Like we talk about Bain being a force. Like David Bailey doesn't play with gloves on. He just goes out there barehanded. Rushing quarterbacks. So
and he can throw a touchdown for you if you want.
Yeah.
You know.
So, I mean, this is a class that, no pun intended, has an edge to it.
Yeah.
So if they're sticking at 4, I'm leaning edge. I also, just to say something completely crazy before we get out of here today, I wouldn't be mad if they took Mansour Delane, the corner out of LSU,
really
at 4th overall. But I think you go defense.
Oh, that
there.
seems high.
I think, oh man, I
For
honestly,
that position and that,
I honestly,
if you think he's a multi-year starter,
I went to
Pro
Twitter.
Bowl type player.
I went to Twitter after watching his tape, and I said, "Somebody tell me what's wrong with this guy because I haven't found it yet."
Okay.
And then I watched the Texas A&M tape, and you see like, okay, Concepcion does kind of run away from him a little bit. You see like if a guy gets a couple yards on him, he doesn't have the long speed to recover, but. He's a pretty sound cornerback, and I'm just throwing opinions out today. If Jermod McCoy is not away from football for an entire year, I think he's probably the best player in this draft.
Really? Wow. Okay.
So I just
hot takes right at the end.
I'm dishing them out. What else?
Hot takes on a cold evening.
What else can I say?
By the way, we're below freezing and won't be above freezing until Wednesday. So enjoy that.
On your edge rusher versus wide receiver debate for this draft, Daniel Jeremiah put this out a little while ago that he's working on his top 50 in this draft. 11 wide receivers in his top 50.
Wow. Huh.
So probably a good reason to maybe hold off on wide receiver and draft it in a later round.
I will say it's a class that is full of second and third rounders.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, next year you got Jeremiah Smith and all them coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
He says he also has 8 edge rushers in his top 50.
Yeah, it's beefy.
Which, never happens.
So that's 19
there's
of the 50.
usually one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, at that position.
We had Rich Samini
that are
on
worth it.
yesterday. He covers the Jets from New York, ESPN. I said, what are the Jets going to do at 2? And he goes, well, unfortunately for the Jets, this always seems to happen, but they need a quarterback, and it's a 1-quarterback draft.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Oh man, somebody's gonna reach for Ty Simpson.
Somebody will.
Can feel it.
He won't just be sitting there at 18 or something.
No.
Stony Kiwi, football and other F words. They'll be in at the Senior Bowl next week. Come hell or high water.
Hope so.
Y'all be safe now.
Thanks to Lions Ford. We'll all be checking in with you guys. That's for sure.
Send us the video of you walking out of your neighborhood with your luggage.
And your flask.
Yeah.
Zach, you got it, bro. Thanks for coming in, man. That was great stuff.
Anytime. Appreciate y'all
always love
having me.
having you on. That's it for 3HL this week, y'all. Head on swivel this weekend. Watch the weather. Don't be dumb. And we'll all reconvene on Monday.
That's right. Well, maybe.
I'll be here.
Some of us will. Mayor will be here.
I'll be here.
Slay's going to Bristol.
Yeah, that's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Shout out coming up. We appreciate you guys including us in your day and in your lives. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Hopefully we were able to put a smile on your face at some point. Our goal is to have fun and shorten your day a little bit, and hopefully we get that done. 3HL, Organized Chaos. Have a great weekend, y'all. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be unless you're a shout out to the one and only Ron Sylvester Slay for being inducted into the second ever Oak Hill Academy Hall of Fame. Congrats, Slay Dog.
Let's go, Slay Dog.
HOF. HOF.